on the final weekend of the American Collegiate Hockey Association's regular season, it is time to crown a champion in the Division III's premier conference, the Michigan Collegiate Hockey Conference. Tonight, it's a rematch of the 2024 final as the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils and the Hope Dutchmen face off to see who is the best team in the division, and it's going to be a fun one. Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Reagan Cleaves alongside Aaron Poling. Happy to have you along here this afternoon. And Aaron, we had two fantastic games yesterday, two one-goal games that came down to the wire.
Absolutely. We promised a great night of hockey on our broadcast, and boy, did we get it. Got to start with Lawrence Tech, down 3-rip right off the bat against Grand Valley, able to battle back and get that emotional win. Then, of course, Hope on this side of the ice. I had that game last night where it was Cade Pratt scores an overtime winner with a great shot from the circle. And, man, if tonight is anything like yesterday, it's going to be a great night. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, indeed. Both these two teams have already punched their ticket to the ACHA National Tournament coming up on the 18th of March through the 22nd. But right now, it's bragging rights on the line. Lawrence Tech looking for their first MCHC Vezina Cup championship here this year, and Hope looking to become the first team since Central Michigan did it back in 1999 to claim 3 consecutive Vezina Cups in a 3-year span. So two teams that have a lot of pride to play for, and two teams that have played in this same situation in recent years and have played a lot of playoff hockey. Let's take a look back at that Hope game a little bit more, Aaron. They came out against Oakland, played a really fast game, and they ended up getting this scoring started on a shorthanded goal that kind of caught Oakland off guard. They battled back, but it was a very tight game.
Yeah, so that play all started with Jake Onstadt. Go figure for the Hope team. Onstadt's been incredible, leading scorer in Division III ACHA hockey this year. He makes a play along the half wall where he lifts his stick and is able to skate the puck away. 2-on-1, finds Holtrip. He goes glove side, rips it in. And that's just something that Jake Onstadt has not scored a goal yet, but he has been a key contributor to this Hope team without putting the puck in the net. He has 4 assists already in the tournament.
Yeah, he's been a fantastic player since his days back in high school at Grand Rapids Catholic Central, just down the road here in GR, as we are at Patterson Ice Center for this weekend's tournament, as again, the MCHC is wrapping up their regular season, although it's technically the playoffs. Here, the ACHA still sees these as regular season contests. On the other side, Aaron, it was a very, very close game, but it didn't look like that from the start. Lawrence Tech found themselves down 3-0, but the goals from Rand, Radu, and McGowan got them right back in the swing of things before Lozier got the game-winning tally with just about 5 minutes left.
I mean, what an effort. A lot of teams going down 3-0 in the semifinals, they'd hang their head. Not Lawrence Tech. They came back, they battled back, they took advantage of some mistakes that GVSU made, but when you're trailing a team like that in a game where I think the first half of the game, I think it's safe to say that Grand Valley had the better of play, but they were able to find a way to get out of the rut they were skating in. And man, when they did, that Lawrence Tech team, the second half of the game, they look tremendous. They look like they're going to be a great outing going forward in the tournament.
Yeah, indeed. And both these two teams coming off those semifinals win. Now, last night, they've spent the day preparing, and now they look to rematch from a year ago. And Lawrence Tech got shut out in that matchup a year ago, and a big reason in that game, Aaron, was the fact that McLean Schick stood on his head and didn't allow Lawrence Tech to score a goal, shut them off the board. It was a 4-0 win.
Yeah, the Pella, Iowa native, not only last year in this game was he great, he was great yesterday too. Anytime in overtime as a netminder, it's a little worrisome because if one squeaks through, suddenly game over. There's not much you can do about it, but he made a couple of great saves in overtime, stopped a breakaway, 2 breakaways, in fact, from the same player on one shift, was able to make those saves. And because of how good he is, this Hope team, they're really dangerous. Not only is he just a good goalie, he's a calming presence. He doesn't seem to ever have his blood pressure raised. There was a time yesterday where the trainer came out to check on him, but I don't think his pulse ever elevated at all. He just seems calm, cool, collected in net at all times.
Yeah, and it's been that way for the last 4 years. This is the 4th consecutive time the Hope Dutchmen have made it this far in the MCHC Finals. Lawrence Tech in their 2nd consecutive Vezina Cup Finals appearances. They, as we've already mentioned, they got shut out by Hope a year ago. One of the biggest drivers for this Lawrence Tech offense has been Luke Radu, their leading scorer here. He had a goal last night. He has just been off the charts with 20-plus goals this season, and he really drives that LTU offense.
Absolutely. In a game like this, you need your best players to be your best players. And even thinking back to last night, you typically don't come back on a team without your best players getting involved. Rady was able to get involved, and that's something that this Lawrence Tech team, I think, are going to need it today against Hope, where their best players are going to have to drive the play for them if they want to come away with the win today.
Yeah, indeed. And speaking of your best players, it's also going to be a goaltending magic. We already touched on McLean Schick, but on the other side, it's going to be Timothy Young, who struggled at the start of last night's game against Grand Valley State, but he rebounded well, especially down the stretch, shutting out Grand Valley in the final 20 minutes, including most of that second period as well. So Timothy Young should be a good solid presence in net for Lawrence Tech, but it's still going to take a lot of effort, as we saw last year, for them to overcome this dominant Hope team.
And, you know, sometimes as a netminder, like you said, they got off to a 3-0 deficit last night. Sometimes it's just about keeping your team in the game. You know, they say 2 to 3 goals is what you want as a goalie for stats-wise, but sometimes it just gets into a game and you just can't let another one in. Young did that, and he's going to have to play very good tonight. Both netminders will, but I think he's very capable, especially taking that last half of that game. If you're able to do that, you can take that rolled into today. Young should be playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and he should be playing with a lot of confidence, especially with how he played down the stretch. We're just a couple of minutes here from Puck Drop from Patterson Ice Center. It's the Vezina Cup final here on MCHC TV. We'll step aside, come back, and send it down to the PA down on ice level, where we'll hear the starting lineups and the national anthem. You're watching the 2025 MCHC Vezina Cup final on MCHC TV. Welcome back inside Patterson Ice Center as it slowly fills with both blue and orange and blue and white as we get set for the 2025 Vezina Cup Final. Reagan Cleaves, Aaron Poling back here inside the broadcast booth with you here. And as we mentioned, Aaron, it's going to be a fun one. Both fan bases very passionate. It should be an electric crowd here tonight.
Absolutely. Vezina final, I mean, the semifinals are passionate. Imagine that. I got to imagine that's going to be ramped up 2 times tonight. Here at Patterson Ice Arena, the place is packed. Not a whole lot of room to find a seat, so if you're planning on coming late, you might have to stand, but it'd be incredibly worth it, as this should be a ton of fun. And we're so happy we get to bring this to you live on MCHC TV.
Yeah, both teams travel very well. Lawrence Tech packs about half their section with their scratches. They got about 35 rostered players, and they show out in force every single night along with their parents. We've got the Hope Faithful right in front of us here, and we're just about set for the Vezina Cup Final from Patterson Ice Center. With that, we'll send it down to the public address system for the introductions of the starting lineups.
Championship game at Patterson Ice Arena between Lawrence Tech and Hope College. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup, starting with the away team from Lawrence Tech. At left wing, number 12, Guillermo Hernandez. At right wing, number 26, Nick Oda. At center, number 8, Mitchell Selmeyer. At left defense, number 6, Sawyer Walker. At right defense, number 21, Tate Wright. And starting at goal, number 29, Tim Young. The Blue Devils are coached by Ken Gaffney. And now, for the home team from Hope College, at left wing, Ryan Yaros. At right wing, Brady Brink. At center, Gunnar Studinsky. At left defense, Colin Peel. At right defense, Austin Uter. And starting at goal, Max Schick. The Dutchmen are coached by Chris Van Timmeren. Your linesmen are Mark Ringenstuhl, Mika Gordon, and your referees are Evan Kornacki and Nick Shrippa. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
There you have it. Both starting lineups have been introduced to the faithful packing Patterson here on a beautiful Saturday evening here in Grand Rapids. We're just about set. Let's take time now to meet your starting netminders for Hope. They go with McLean Schick, who's playing in his 21st game on the year, a 17-2, 0-1 record, a 1.46 goals against average, and a .939 save percentage, with 6 of his starts being shutouts. On the other side, we have Tim Young, who's playing in his 16th game of the campaign, a 13-0-1-1 record, a 1.76 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. This is shaping up to be a good one, Aaron. Both two teams very offensive heavy, and both have fantastic netminders between the pipes.
Absolutely. You're going to see offense, you're going to see chances, you're going to see great goaltending, you're going to see great defense as well. This is everything you want in a matchup of two teams in the finals here. Of course, Hope is the higher seed in this tournament, but Lawrence Tech, the number 2 team in the nation, Hope, the number 3 team in the nation. We're going to find out who's going to move up, and it's going to be awesome.
Home team decided by a coin flip. It's Hope. And they failed to win the face-off. We are underway here in the 2025 Vezina Cup final from Patterson Ice Center. Quickly, here comes Rand over the line. Had a goal last night in that comeback win against GVSU in the final. Here's Radu as he scoops up the loose puck behind the net. Lawrence Tech in the all blues. There's a shot from the left side by McGowan. That was denied by Schick. Comes bouncing back up to the point. Swacked out there by Walker, and it'll eventually come into the hands of the Dutchman. Naros through center, over the line, tries to chip it deep. There past Radu, and we got a penalty coming up. Here it's going to be interference, it looks like, on Hope. So a very quick start to this one, and a penalty already in the books.
Yeah, I think Sudinsky right there was anticipating the puck to come forward to the defender that was waiting for it. Instead, it went the other way, never got to the player. Therefore, the interference call coming to the Dutchman.
Lawrence Tech had 2 opportunities yesterday on the power play, unable to capitalize on either. This one comes 36 seconds into the contest, so already the Hope penalty kill put to work. Face off to the left of Schick, one back up to the point, controlled here by Pedersen. Works it down the wall. There it's Jens, back up to Pedersen. Try to cycle the puck around, but it's knocked back out to center. Great play there by Nolan Holtrop, and he'll go into the forecheck here for Hope, as they've already killed off 15 seconds of this power play.
Just a reminder that Hope last night scored their opening goal on the PK. Just because they're down a man doesn't make them any less dangerous on the offensive end.
And that shorthanded goal was their 8th of the year. They lead all teams in the MCHC West in that category with 8. Now Lawrence Tech quickly keeps the puck in. There's a shot that was blocked off the skate there of Caleb Dahl, and will go to the far corner. Battle for there, comes back there to DeHaas. DeHaas working into the left wing circle, lets a shot go just deflected wide. That went off a stick in front. It's been Radu right there on the doorstep. Now it's loose in the right wing corner, scooped up Walker. The captain centered it out in front, snapped just wide, rebound controlled by Radu.
Good stick there from Steck Schulte, stops a grade A scoring, a chance for Lawrence Tech.
Lossier stripped by Holtrop, and now the Dutchmen are away, but quickly interrupted there, and Lossier will turn again. At the game-winning goal yesterday in that game against GVSU. He'll step over the line and shovel it on toward goal, goes wide of the net, but it comes back up to the right point. Here's Radu, slides it across left side, back out in front, just too far there for Patrick McGowan, wearing number 9 tonight in blue. Across, there's a one-timer by Walker, big stop there by Schick. Able to block her that one up out of play, and you talk about the poise, Aaron, that Schick has had throughout his career. He shows it right there with a big stop.
Yeah, that was a much better scoring chance than it would appear by just kind of the motion that Schick had across. It's that calmness of Schick being a 4th-year player, being a senior, that really helps this Hope team. When they get frantic, Max Schick is always there to settle them down.
Speaking of settling things down, LTU hasn't been able to settle much here on this power play, especially off face-off wins. They win that one, but quickly turn it over with just 15 seconds to go in the man advantage.
Yeah, a couple of really good penalty-killing teams, both over 90% on the year.
Pedersen up the wing, quickly over the line. Here's Walsh. Duck into the corner, trying to feather it out in front, knocked away. Clearing attempt bounces around in the slot, picked up by Walsh. Will fire it down into the near corner. Holmes there for LTU, played it off the back of the net, stripped away from him, and here come the Dutchmen. Up the right wing and over the line, dumped in there by Ramirezma. Now we got another penalty coming up, this time on LTU. They had 6 guys on the ice. So an early miscommunication here from Lawrence Tech. They're going to go to the penalty kill after failing to convert on the power play.
Well, Lawrence Tech's penalty kill clicking at about a 93.9%, so 94% when you round it up. They're going to have an opportunity here to kill off this man advantage. It's going to be big for them going forward. The battle of the special teams early on in this first period.
2:55 the time of the penalty. DeHaas is going to serve this one. Speaking of how good special teams have been, Hope clicking right about 52.3% of the man advantage here this season. Tied up here in the first 10 seconds of the man advantage for the Dutchmen. As they jam away at it, eventually it's pulled free. Back up right point. The Dutchmen hold. Feathered down there by Yiter. Back up top, a one-time blast. Big pad save there by Young, and it's cleared back up to the point. Yiter kept it alive. He pushed it down the wall. Across the way on Stott, trying to work it free. Pulled here by Yaros. We'll swivel it around to Pratt. Had the game-winning overtime goal last night. He swung it across for Yiter, but too far for the defenseman, and it'll ricochet back into the LTU zone. Here's Holtrop. Across the line, rattle it around the boards, and now, what do we got here? Another penalty. This one's going to come up on Lawrence Tech. Referees not putting the whistles in their pockets here in the opening 4 minutes. This is the third penalty in just 3:46.
They're called interference on the far side as Onstadt was trying to retrieve that puck down the wall. The Lawrence Tech defender stepped in front of him, impeding his progress. Now, 5-on-3 for Hope. You almost have to feel, you don't have to score on this power play, but you want to get something going. 5-on-4, they weren't really able to get the puck to the middle of the ice. Give Lawrence Tech a lot of credit. They forced everything to the outside.
Off the face-off, Lawrence Tech trying to get it out of Ken Gaffney, the head coach, who returns from that one-game suspension off of points. In terms of penalties yesterday, he's back behind the bench. He gets the explanation, and his team goes to work on the PK here. Lawrence Tech defending. Here's Pratt up at the top, feeds it off right circle. Yiter back across to the back door. One-timer just put wide. Oh boy, Holtrop was wide open on the doorstep, and he couldn't put it home. Back up Yiter. Pratt left side. Wanders way down to the circle. Back up near side on Stott. Retrieves the pass from Yiter. Steps in. Shot blocked away. Holtrop has it back right side. Holtrop working away. Just 27 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Holtrop winding his way up top. His pass down went off of Jens, and it'll ricochet back to the neutral zone. Here comes Onstadt. Over the line. Tied up across the way. Yaros in there. Onstadt tried to center it out in front. Comes back up to the point. Yiter has it. Will feather it off the wall. Far side. Back out in front. Pass intended for Onstadt. First penalty over. LTU killed off about a minute and a half. 5-on-3. Now out in front. Loose puck. Young's down and out. And it's worked back behind the net. Continue to jam away at it. Pratt behind the cage. Can't do anything with it. 36 seconds to go in the 5-on-4. Both teams taking full advantage of their special team time here early. LTU had that early power play, and now they've been hemmed in their own end for the last 2 minutes. Yaros, left point. Back down. There for Maschke. It's loose at the side of the net. Comes back in the left wing circle. Pulled free. Centering feed by Maschke. Wouldn't go. Comes back up to the far side. Walker trying to backhand it out. Can't do it. It's loose just inside the blue line, and LTU clears it down, but what a penalty kill there for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to Sawyer Walker, the Okemos, Michigan native. Got his stick on a pass, cross seam that would have been a tap-in back door. Also give a lot of credit to Radu as he was able to clear a pass early on in that 5-on-4.
Oh, a massive hit there laid by Peyton Arnold, decking his man to the ice just inside the Lawrence Tech line, but now Hope working on in. Far side, Brett, his shot from the half wall. Smothered along the pad of Tim Young, who's been tested here early as he holds for the whistle. 13:50 to go in the first.
Yeah, it's a good job there from Young, getting that whistle, just allowing things to calm down, settle down. You killed off the 5-on-3. You have the tendency sometimes after big moments like that the blood pressure rises, get a little antsy. Let's calm it down. Let's get back to 5-on-5 hockey. Both these teams looking to get back to making their presence felt in the even strength.
We haven't played a lot of 5-on-5 hockey here early. LTU had an early power play, just 36 seconds in, and now Hope scores! Kaysen Foston from the right point. A seeing eye shot got through Tim Young. It's 1-0 Hope.
For Faustin, just get the puck on net. You never know what can happen. Second goal of the weekend where he has a seeing eye shot from the blue line. Last night he pinballed one in off a couple of players. That time Young, I am sure he did not see that because he didn't react until the net had snapped.
That's a tough goal to let up for Tim Young, who struggled at the start of yesterday's game. A couple of fluke goals against GVSU, and now After a fantastic penalty kill by the men in blue in front of him, he's unable to see that one. It goes by him, and the Dutchmen are up 1-0. This is going to be icing called here against Lawrence Tech. But if you're Lawrence Tech, you found a way to come back yesterday. You just got to settle down and play your own game. Hope's certainly taking advantage of that 5-on-3.
Absolutely. I mean, you're down 3-0 yesterday. 1-0 compared to that is, pretty minor. But you don't want to fall behind 3-0 again. That's just a tough way to make your living, falling behind and trying to come back the way they did yesterday.
Assisted by number 5, Colton LaFleur, and number 27, Max Hoffman. Foston from LaFleur and Hoffman.
So Foston, as you saw from Lawfer and Hoffman, the assists. So that top line not involved. And the first time this weekend a Hope goal has not been aided by the man wearing number 17 and Jake Onstadt. He's been fantastic here this season, named the MCHC MVP. He showed it last night, he didn't score a goal, but he got 3 assists.
With this Hope team, if they get scoring up and down their lineup, which they're very capable of, they are a tough outing no matter who's playing them.
Now look out, Onstadt's got it, walks in, and a big save there by Young. Grand Rapids Catholic Central grad had a great opportunity right there. Stepping in free from the slot, Young up to the task.
It just seems the puck always finds his stick in a scoring opportunity. That puck bouncing around just settled right there nicely for him. But that's part of being a great player. The puck just finds you.
It's going to be Walsh and Onstadt to dig in. Walsh is able to win it. LTU clears this back out to center. Yiter will backhand it up to Holtrop, who will feather it on in. Racing back is Walker along with Tommy Walsh. Walsh able to play it up through the neutral zone. It'll come back to Kingsbury. On the near side, he plays it D to D, and it's dumped in by the Dutchmen. Last 5 or so minutes since that first LTU power play, it's been all Dutchmen. Everything has been tilted toward that end of the ice, and now we got a penalty here coming up on Hope.
I don't think it's a penalty. This looks like Onstadt might get the gate.
Referee very emphatic with the penalty signal. Signaled almost immediately for Onstadt to go.
So I personally didn't see the play. I just saw there was a Lawrence Tech player who was on the ice. Indeed, Onstadt getting the gate. That's a big development in this game early.
That is huge.
So this probably means a 5-minute power play coming for Lawrence Tech as well. Once again, you can score as many goals as possible on that power play. This next 5 minutes, they're going to be huge for the outcome of this game.
They indeed will. Onstadt, the leading scorer for this Hope team. 30 goals, 47 assists for 77 points coming into the weekend. Tack on 3 more assists yesterday, and he's at the 50-point mark in the 50 assist mark in the 80-point mark. So it is going to be a 5-minute major here. From the signal that I saw, it might have been a check from behind, but we'll see and wait official word from the public address system. Either way, it's a 5-minute major at 7:31 on the Hope leading scorer, and he's been shown the gate. Well, big opportunity here for LTU as they go to work on their second power play. They're 0 for 1.
Number 17, Jake Onstadt. 5-minute major for butt ending and a game disqualification.
Wow, so they get the butt ending call. A rare penalty. But LTU right now on the prowl. Backdoor feed, and that was snapped just through the crease. Gavin Holmes on the doorstep. Couldn't poke it home. And 25 seconds have ticked by here in this second power play of the game for LTU.
Great cross-ice pass right there, leading to an opportunity. Those seams tough to get through on Hope, but if you're able to, you gotta bury those chances right there.
Leverlosier from the neutral zone dumps this wide of Schick, and it'll be slapped right back out by Hope. And now look out, man blows a tire, stepping in, a shot, big save there by Young as Tarpening had the breakaway. The junior out of Flint Powers taking advantage of the blown tire at the LTU blue line, and now, just like they were last night, Aaron, Hope in on the penalty kill, generating scoring chances.
That's something that their forwards do quite well, is forechecking on the penalty kill. There's a lot of times where you'll spend 20, 25 seconds in your own zone just because the Hope forwards have you pinned in.
Now Luke Radu hauled down from behind as he crossed the blue line. LTU has their hands up in the air for a penalty. Aren't going to get one. Now 3 minutes and 30 seconds left of the Onstadt Major. 9 minutes and 10 seconds through this hockey game. Hope up 1-0 off of Foston goal from the point. Now LTU on the attack, a shot from the left side, gobbled up there by Schick. Another good opportunity for Tommy Walsh, the senior out of Orchard Lake St. Mary. And Schick calmly holds on to that one.
There's a nice passing play right there on the power play. Puck not staying on the stick tape very long, making sure that the passes are quick and they're on target right there. They get a great chance there for LTU.
Face off won by the Blue Devils. Work to the near side, here's Pedersen. Throws it down the wall, miscommunication with Gents there, and Kingsbury will chip this on out. Look out, Holtrop almost stole that one away, but Walsh did it instead. He's down the left side, working around the outside of the cage. Works to the near side, looking for a pass, drops it off the wall. Gents working down there. Walsh took his man and Holtrop down. Doesn't draw a penalty, but nonetheless, LTU has to regroup at center. Here's Gents weaving over the line, dropped it back here for DeHaas. We'll throw it down the wall. Once again, there for Gents as they go into the corner. Across the way, it's again taken out. So a good start to this penalty kill here for Hope. They've already killed off half of it. And a lot of the time has been spent here for LTU trying to reestablish the zone.
This penalty kill for Hope's been terrific all year. In a situation where they need him, the first half of this penalty kill has been fantastic.
Luke Radu, the alternate captain, centered it out in front. Nobody home there, and look out at 2-on-1 with numbers here for Hope. Here's Sadinsky. Across the line, pulls up at the point, shot through traffic, deflected up, look out, it's batted around, and it's loose at the side of the net as that came down, and now a penalty coming up on LTU. It's going to be Benjamin DeHaas, the junior, going off for interference as he hauled down the man in front, and that will just about do it for that LTU 5-minute major power play.
So we'll play 4-on-4 for 1:57. Technically, Hope will get a power play for 3 seconds. That's if this is a 2-minute minor, which I believe it should be and will be. But once again, great effort by the Hope penalty kill right there. A lot of teams, they just bury that puck down on the other end. Hope, they're looking to attack on the PK. Right there they did, and it leads to now two minutes of 4-on-4 play.
10:35, the time of the penalty on DeHaas for interference. And we're back to 4-on-4 as this goes offside. And Aaron, both these two teams have shown some speed. Who do you think this 4-on-4 favors, especially given how early we are in this game?
For Hope, I would say right now for Hope, just given the situation, because it was a 5-minute major, just getting 2 4-on-4 is an advantage. But you have to, you'll notice, I think, the absence of Jake Onstadt here in this 4-on-4, as he is one of the players that would be out there in a 4-on-4 situation.
Bouncing puck goes on the far side. Maschke hammered from behind, and it's picked up behind the net defensively by Walker. Look out, he's pickpocketed, hauls down his man in response, and gets the puck back for LTU here. Stretch pass up the left side, tapped into the zone by the Blue Devils. Off for a change is Jeff Rand. Wheeling out of his own end, here's Kingsbury. That's Brady, the right wing. Cross the line, tries to duck to the front. Couldn't get it to go, and now LTU will regroup. Low CA, long stretch pass, just too far for Gavin Holmes. The race for the dot is not going to be won by LTU. Oh boy, that was close. Gavin Holmes in a dead sprint there with Brady Kingsbury, and they say Kingsbury beat him.
So on that 4-on-4, an interesting thing I noticed, the two players that were in forechecking for Hope, Austin Yiter, Brady Kingsbury, both defensemen. That's just the way that Hope plays. They like to have their defense jump up. They are very capable of it. So that's something that if you're Lawrence Tech, be aware of that. You know, just because a forward's back, you might get a defenseman in your face real quick.
They've been an aggressive bunch for the last 20 years, or rather 20 plus years under Chris Van Timmeren, the head coach and commissioner of the MCHC. Hope this year trying to get back to the national semifinals for the first time in 2 years after missing out last year with a loss in pool play to their longtime university and college rivals in Calvin. Now a big opportunity here for Hope as they're right back into the offensive end. 32 to go in the 4-on-4. Fired across the way, Peel chips it down the wall. Couldn't get it further than Jens though, as now he and a Dutchman get tied up across the way, and it'll be pulled free by Pratt. Stepping over the line, works into the shot, blocked by Oda. Rebound, it's loose out in front of, they score! Cade Pratt with his second in 2 games. It's 2-zip Hope.
Give credit to Nolan Holtrip on the back check. He was able to take that puck away on the regroup. Pratt walks into the zone, lets it rip, shot is blocked. It's a tough situation for Young, the netminder, because you're moving to one way trying to make that save. And when that puck's blocked out in front, Pratt's able to step in, take it, move around Young, buries it on the backhand. Cade Pratt has been phenomenal for this Hope team this weekend.
The goal comes 4-on-4 with just 14 seconds left. And you got to think that penalty to DeHaas maybe changed and ripped the momentum out of LTU's hands, whatever they had after that Onstadt butt-ending major penalty. Now another shot from the point. Oh, that one almost squeaked through. But Young able to squeeze the wickets.
Dylan Kingsbury.
Something that I think Hope has done a great job of so far is making sure they get everything to the net, especially from the blue line. When they've had time in zone, they're letting it rip from the point. You never know what can happen. They already have a pinball goal in this contest. That's something right there. Faustin again letting it go.
4 seconds left in the power play. It expires. DeHaas out of the box, and now LTU back defensively as it's chipped into the zone by Tarpening. Here's Walsh. Put it behind the goal. Now it's right back out in front. A bouncing puck couldn't be controlled, and Nick Goda will turn on the Jets and dump it in to the right of McLean Schick. Dutchmen wearing the all oranges tonight. It's a color rush Vezina Cup final here.
Awesome. Love that they're wearing blue on orange.
It's a fantastic look. I always wanted the NHL to do a couple more games like that. Of course, they did that back in 2014 at the Winter Classic between the Wings and the Maple Leafs, but since then, and even before then, color rush not a common sight in the National Hockey League. LTU now working out. Here's Tommy Walsh. Will just chip it on in. 6:30 to go in this opening period. Goals from Faustin and Pratt have Hope up by 2. Jens kept it in at the line. LTU has been kind of scrambling since that opening power play, Aaron. Even when they have gotten into the zone, they've quickly given up the puck, and Hope's just been the quicker, faster team to these pucks.
Yeah, I'd like to see LTU try to reestablish their forecheck that they had in the opening minutes.
Well, that won't help Maschke over the line. He collides there with Walker. As Hope fans wanting a penalty called. Now Walsh takes another run at a man. Up at the point. Kept alive by Hoffman. Right side, a shot that's deflected way up and out of play. And we got a couple of bodies tumbling out in front. Boy, Sawyer Walker, the captain for LTU, having a bit of a shift there. Running over a couple of guys, getting run over himself. Will get up and regroup with just under 6 minutes to go here in this first period.
Walker, a big kid, 6'3" out of Howell, Michigan. One thing that you want to do right now, if you can get a big body check, you want to find some way to change the momentum if you're LTU. And I think one of the best ways you can do it, especially as a bigger player, is throw the body around. If you can get a big hit, you'd be surprised how often that changes the momentum sometimes.
LTU in a similar position they were yesterday as another icing call here on the men in blue.
Absolutely. No time to panic if you're LTU. This is a situation you've been in. You've been in it in the last 24 hours. So it's something that you don't want to say that you're used to playing from behind, but it's something they're definitely not afraid of and showing that they can do.
Well, at this point, at least this weekend, they have been used to playing from behind. They were behind for all but about 15 minutes in that semifinal against GVSU yesterday. Of course, they rolled their way through the quarterfinal round against Michigan Flint 7-0 back last Saturday. That's, of course, after Michigan Flint won in double overtime over Central Michigan in their own come-from-behind win. Now, Hope right back in, a centering feed knocked away. Across in the near corner, Yaros trying to dance it free. There's Radu taking a run at a man behind the penalty, or behind the play, and he's going to pick up a penalty here. Loose puck shot saved by Young, and It's going to be Radu off for a slash.
One area where the Dutchmen have been tremendous so far in this first period is below the offensive goal line. About 4 or 5 times already in this first period, they've been able to win a puck battle back to lead to either a scoring chance or just more offensive zone time. And that's been one of the differences, is that Hope's been able to get in on their forecheck and take the puck away, where LTU just hasn't had a chance in this period to really get in on their forecheck.
Already the 4th power play of the game for Hope. And last year in this final, we saw a lot of penalties called as well. 9 penalties called on LTU, 2 on Hope. And already we've seen 6 penalties called. 4 on LTU and 2 on Hope.
Officials are making it known that.
Ooh, nasty collision there at center with LTU. Blue Devil getting a leg up on a Dutchman across the way, and look out, this puck goes into the Dutchman bench. That's a scary collision.
To finish my point, the officials are making it known that they're not going to take nonsense. They don't want this game to get out of hand. With it being a finals game, the emotions run high. They want to make sure that they have control of this game, and they are showing very early on that if you do something worth the penalty, they're not going to look the other way.
Take a look at that replay. It was just a nasty collision there at center as we're back underway. Casey Faustin will retreat back behind his own net there with Austin Yiter.
Faustin on this power play, playing the spot that Jake Onstott would usually play. Faustin with a couple of goals this weekend, getting another opportunity.
Here's Faustin working down the wing, lost the puck, comes to the near side. Yaros trying to back it up the wall for Pratt. He's got it, steps down into the bottom of the circle, centered it to the slot off the skate of Yiter. It comes back to the far corner. He's hauled down. No penalty coming up. Lost the way, Yaros. Once again, battling for it there, puts it down behind the cage. The Dutchman cycling the puck well with just 45 seconds to go on the minor penalty. Oh, a nasty hit into the end boards there by Trevor Lossier. No penalty comes of it. Now Holtrop, fans on the check. They're trying to knock down Selmayr. Selmayer's got the puck in the corner, tries to sky it up off the glass. Yiter kept it in. 27 to go on the power play. Right wing side, Faustin wheels back up to Yiter, holds it in. Left wing side here for Pratt. Tried to feed it back up. Selmayr knocked it away, and he's off to the races. Selmayr, 2 men to beat, works in. Big save there by Schick. Ever so calm in that blue paint for Hope. Comes up with a big short-handed stop right there. Penalty time winding down here. Out of the box hops Radu. And now LTU back to full strength. 3 minutes to go. First period. Reagan Cleaves, Aaron Poling with you here on MCHC TV. Happy to have you with us on this beautiful March 8th evening. Now a centering feed, hold that one off a Dutchman skater. Hammer shot from the top of the circle. A shot that's saved by Schick, and now a couple of pushing and shoving in front, and Holtrop took probably an Oscar-worthy dive right there as he'll skate off to the bench.
It's a good job there by Hope boxing out the crease. The one thing that LTU is trying to do right now, they're trying to crash the net, they're trying to rattle Max Schick. Tough task to do, but anytime you get on the blue paint, just let them know that you're there. That's something LTU wants to do, but we're in the playoffs. That real estate, it's not going to be easy to get to. You're going to get hacked, you're going to get whacked. That's where the physicality really comes in, is in that blue paint.
Ready to dig in. Here for LTU, won it back to the point. Shot that with Karam off the end boards. Boy, those are lively end boards here at Patterson Ice Center. We've seen that all weekend. Take a lot of odd Karams, and it's certainly contributed to a couple of tallies here over the last couple of days. Under 2.5 to play. We're in the opening period. Now the Dutchman will start to work out. Michael Stick-Schulte will take it and flip it off the netting and out of play. 2:18 to go here in the first period. Shots 9-6 Hope.
That's a good job there on the back check by LTU. not allowing Steck Schulte to just dump it in. The pressure there, getting a stick on stick, causes him to lift that puck a little more than he wants to. And those are just some small things for LTU that you can build off going forward. You're down by 2, not the end of the world, but if you can start doing some of the small things better, eventually some of the big things will find a way in.
That's not something good, as now Mearsma couldn't get out of the zone. That was a lucky break there for LTU, as Nana intercepted a pass at the neutral zone, and he would have had a fantastic breakaway right there, but LTU saved by the offside.
That group of Nana and Riemersma, they typically play with Tarpening quite a bit. It's a very direct line for this Hope team. They like to get the puck in, and they like to go forward and get it back to the line, cause some chaos in front of the net. Right there, Jake Nana with a great read defensively. That's one thing that line does particularly well, too.
The penalty coming up here on LTU is Nick Jentz hauled down his man in front of the penalty box. So he's going to head off, and there's a Dutchman hurt down in front of the LTU bench.
Officials will discuss this one over. One thing for LTU, though, you don't want to keep going a man down, just because if you do that, you're eventually, one, the penalty kill is not going to be perfect forever. 2, you don't want to give this power play a lot of opportunities. Also, it's hard to come back when you're killing off penalties.
LTU, the most penalized team in the MCHC East. 550 penalty minutes coming into the weekend. They've already got this their 5th minor penalty at least. I don't know if it's going to be a slew foot or a holding or any other sort of penalty, or if it's going to be more than 2.
Yeah, officials still talking over in the referee circle on the far side.
Trying to figure out who that Dutchman is that got hauled down. Looks like either number 21 or 24.
Connor Sadinsky.
Sadinsky, indeed. Good to see the Granville native get up and head off, but he took a nasty spill there, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 2 here, Aaron.
Yeah, temperature of this game rising for LTU. Regardless of if this is a 5 or a 2, this has to be your last penalty for a little while. You cannot build momentum. Trying to get it on the forecheck, it's a tough thing to do when you only have 4 players on the ice. Momentum's hard to build while you're killing penalties. Sure, the penalty kill can be a great tool for building momentum, but you keep giving this this Hope power play opportunities, and eventually they're going to find the time to cash in. You have to remember, on that 5-on-3, they're a whole trip just missing that away from being up 3-0.
As a reminder, both these 2 teams heading off to the national tournament in just a couple of weeks. Hope will have Michigan State, Dort, and Grand Valley in their pool. LTU will have Calvin, Sacred Heart, and St. Vincent. And now Jentz himself is going to get the gate as they put 5 minutes up on the board, and LTU is going to go down by a man both on the ice and then on the bench.
We talked about the 5-minute kill for Hope being a momentum builder. For LTU, they can do that. If they're able to kill this penalty off, you'd be surprised how often a penalty kill with 5 minutes on the board, what wonders that can do for a team, but it's not something that you want to face real often, just because if it goes catastrophically bad, this game could be out of reach by the end of this penalty.
Well, and this PK has already been worked a lot here in this one. DeHaas went off for DeHaas served a bench minor penalty for too many minutes, 2:55 at 3:46. Just a couple of seconds later, Nick Oda went off for interference to make it a 5-on-3, and then 2 penalties within 5 minutes. DeHaas off for an interference at 10:35 and radio off at 14:53. As you see, head coach Ken Gaffney getting an explanation from the officials. To serve the penalty, it's going to be Carbajal here. So full head off. But still, it's been a really tough start to this game here for LTU's penalty killers, as they're back on the ice and they got a 5-minute major to kill off here.
Big moment in this game. And if you're able to get out of this 2-0, if you're LTU, that's definitely a win. And that's the way that you can build that momentum back and try to come back in this one for Hope. You get a couple of power play goals here, go up by more than 2. You have a really good feeling that you're going to be able to salt this one away.
5-minute major for slew footing and a game misconduct.
So misconduct, then a slew foot against Gents. Here's Holtrop in the slot, big save there by Young as he's able to shoulder that one up and out of play. A minute and 44 seconds left here in the first period, so there will be plenty of carryover time into the second period for Hope. And maybe that'll give LTU a little bit of time to rest here, but they got to still survive the next minute and 44.
Feels like their killers have been on the ice for the majority of this first period. It's got to be a tired unit for this LTU team.
Radu trying to win the face-off, gets it up to the point, not far enough to get it away from Yiter. Here's Pratt. He has 2 goals in the last 2 games. Works at right wing side, a centering feed just behind the net. And now Yiter gets hammered from behind along the boards. Now the Dutchmen back up to the point. Here's Pratt with a minute and 23 to go in the period. Across, near side Yiter working to the circle. A shot by Holtrop, just sailed high. Back across the way, Foston picking it up, tried to center it in front, but LTU takes it and clears it down the ice. That's Selmeyer, and he'll go off for a change.
That's twice now that they found Holtrop in that bumper spot. It's a real good spot if you can get the puck to for LTU. Go to work on that.
This Dutchman power play lethal. Struck 34 times in the man advantage coming into this weekend. Dutchmen fire this on in. Tim Young out of his net with just under 50 seconds to play. Look out, Ramirez flubbed the puck, and now Nick Goda's going to race after the loose puck. He'll pick it up to the backhand. Big save there by Schick as he calmly shoulders that one away. Here's Brady Kingsbury cutting through the neutral zone. Fire it on in. Young in the trapezoid. Got it across the way in front of the dasher boards along the hash. Here's Ramirez behind the net. There for Brett with 15 seconds to go in the period. Back up top. Here's Maschke. Right, left wing side. Return feed for Maschke. Broken up there by Oda. And it'll go down the ice. Schick comes way out of his cage to try and start something with 6 seconds to go. But LTU is able to scoop it up in their own end. They'll carry it behind Young. And that is how this period is going to end. A penalty-filled first period is supplemented by a couple of goals, but both 2 teams without their leaders here as we go into the second period. Hope Jake Onstadt got sent off just 7:31 in, and then Nick Gents, the leading penalty minute getter for LTU, as well as their leading point scorer, off for a slew foot at 17:56. Well, a very interesting first period, Aaron, and what are your thoughts? A lot to digest.
Special teams, penalty kills in particular, have been fantastic for both sides. I mean, it's real tough to get a whole lot going 5-on-5 when you don't play 5-on-5, but both these special teams, they have been very good on the penalty kill each way.
Yeah, indeed, and it's been a lot of movement on the PK, and it really seemed like LTU started this game well. They got a couple of good opportunities, especially with that early power play less than a minute in, but as soon as they started taking penalties of their own, they've been the most penalized team in their division all year, and it continues here tonight. Their penalty kill unit has been really tired. They'll need this first intermission.
Yeah, I mean, their penalty kill is clicking at 94%, so if your penalty kill is that good, you can afford to be the most penalized team in your league, but down to the last place you want to be is on the penalty kill, just because it's so much tougher to get offensive going when you're down a man. It's possible, but it's not where you want to be. 2:36 left to go in this 5-minute power play. If they're able to kill it off, though, look out for maybe if that gives LTU a little bit of momentum swing.
Yeah, the 5-minute major penalty kill for Hope certainly gave them a little bit of momentum despite losing their leading scorer in Jake Onstadt. But let's take a look back at those 2 goals here early on for Hope. They scored just 6:15 in. Kaysen Foston on a really wonky shot from the right point that Young didn't really see until it was past him, and it kind of continues the trend of Young. He started the last couple of games a little bit shaky, and it hurts his team here tonight.
Wayne Gretzky said that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Kaysen Foston now has 2 goals that just, when you look at him, from an outside perspective, you don't think those are goals that could go in, but last night they got a pinball. Tonight, you just happen to fire it with the crowd in front of Young. He doesn't see it. You can't stop what you can't see, so if it doesn't hit you as a netminder, you're in trouble. So Faustin's done a good job in this tournament. He's really grown through the year with his offensive game of getting shots to the net, and he's been rewarded twice.
Yeah, indeed, and there's he's rewarded there. And then, speaking of getting rewarded twice, you've got another goal scorer here for Hope who's scored twice in the last 2 games. Pratt, who's been really good, got the overtime winner yesterday in that game against Oakland, and he strikes again today on another shot that came on 4-on-4 play, and Nick Young was just beaten cleanly.
Yeah, so a little bit of a broken play, though, on the first shot block. It's tough as a netminder to get reset right away, especially when a shot block happens and the puck lands in the slot. That's kind of worst-case scenario, almost bad luck. You love that the player's diving to block a shot from the slot. It just happened to take a bad bounce, and Pratt has such good hands that if you get 1-on-0 with the goalie that's already moving the other way, he's going to be able to wrap it around. Right there, he was able to do so. You got to give Pratt a lot of credit sticking with it after the shot instead of, resting on your laurels and relaxing. He went after the puck, able to find it, able to bury it.
And you also got to give credit to Hope for keeping their respective cool. There's been a lot of chippy play between these two teams, and Hope's by far been the much more calm team, the much more stable team. LTU, as they have all year, has taken a lot of penalties here in this one, and they're still with 2 minutes and 2 minutes left on that 5-minute major. They're going to still have a lot of work to do when we come back. 2-0 your score at the end of one period of play. We'll step aside. We'll have the play-by-play of period number 2. Right after this, you're watching the MCHC's Vezina Cup Final on MCHC TV. Welcome back to Patterson Ice Center. Reagan Cleaves, Aaron Poling here inside the broadcast booth yet again for intermission number 2, just a couple minutes away from puck drop of period 2, but a very chippy game that's very reminiscent of the type of game we saw last year, Aaron. But what do you think LTU needs to do to kind of regain some of the momentum, kind of get their feet underneath them?
They need to make one play. One play, obviously you would like it to be a goal, but one big hit, one really good shift where you get in, grind the forecheck. If you can kill off the rest of this penalty, that's something that would be very helpful too. But just something to get the momentum back on your side is, it seems like since about the end of that 5-minute power play that Lawrence Tech had, kind of seems like Hope has really carried the pace of play in this game. So if you can get one thing to go your way and start to build off that, that's kind of what their goal should be going forward. You're not going to get it all back in one shot, but what you want to do is you want to keep it a 2-goal game, but next goal in this matchup is huge.
Yeah, it is indeed huge. Both teams back on the ice. We'll take you down there at the moment. There we go. Both teams back on the ice, ready for action again. We're in the color rush style here tonight. Hope in the all oranges, LTU in the all blues. But the main storyline of that first period, Aaron, was the fact that both teams' top scorers, Nick Jentz and Jake Onstad, have both been disqualified for the rest of this game. Onstad for butt ending, he got the DQ, and then Jentz for the misconduct for slew foot. That's going to mean a lot of those guys in your lower lines have to step up, and in order to help your team succeed.
When you need people to step up, that means there's opportunity. Opportunity for some guys who, with Onstock gone on Hope's side, with Jentz gone on the other side, opportunities that guys might not get usually. You think of Case and Faustin here on the power play unit in Onstock's place. That's something that guys can relish in that role. You'd be surprised how often, a guy on your team that you might not know could step up and take that spot. You give them the chance, and then suddenly they're going into next year, that they can step up and do that. That's something that both these teams have the opportunity to do right now.
Both these two teams have been so successful the last couple of seasons. Two of the last 3 national championships between these two teams. LTU, the defending national champions, Hope. Last time they won it was 2022. The Dutchmen looking for their 3rd consecutive Vezina Cup title. They've won it each of the last 2 years. Here's Yeiter up at the point with 2.5 to go on the power play. Yeiter's got it back on a pass from Pratt. Puts it back down the hash to Pratt. A one-time blast from the point off the stick of Yeiter. And it's gobbled up there by Young, who'll hold on. 2:26 to go.
For Young in net, they kind of need an effort from him like they had yesterday. Much like yesterday's game, might not be happy with the first 20 minutes, but especially if you're Young, if you don't allow another one, give your team a chance to get back into this game.
And he did a really good job against GV doing that yesterday, and now shorthanded. LTU is able to get it out. Nick Oda on the forecheck. Boston will backhand it. Here to Yeiter. Yeiter will move up the wing to Pratt. Return pass to Yeiter. Look out, a 2-on-1 to the back door. Big save by Young. Holy lifted. Young sprawling out to his right, and he denies the man in the back door. It stays 2-zip.
That's something you need from Young right there. We talked about a play that could spark you right there. Sliding blocker save on a slick 2-on-1. Great passing play by Hope. Unable to finish it off because of that big right waffle board of the man, Timothy Young, the former New Hampshire Junior Monarch out of the USPHL Premier.
That's a fantastic save, and that's the type of save you're going to need out of Tim Young as we go forward here for LTU. You really need goaltending play like that to get back in this game against a high-powered and high-flying Dutchman offense. Sadinsky, a rink-wide feed from Ashke. Going to the half wall, turned over, and LTU dumps this the length of the ice. 1:42 to go on the all-you-can-eat 5-minute major power play. Jentz is sent off for slew footing toward the tail end of that first period. Here's Bright over the line, lost the puck. Kingsbury chased back out at center, and now Brett didn't realize that he was offside, and he's hearing it from his coaches. That stifles some of the momentum that Hope had in the last couple minutes.
So 1:24 left to go in this 5-minute man advantage. Lawrence Tech, they've done a pretty good job standing up at the blue line in transition right there, forcing the play offsides.
LTU able to win this faceoff right in front of the Dutchmen bench and fling it the length of the ice. Hope they'll have to regroup from their own end. Kingsbury left it off for Sadinsky. Across the way, look out, a nifty couple of moves trying to split the defense there, and Young slaps this away as Maschke tried to make a move. Now Kingsbury tries to chop this down low, and it's deflected up and out of play. 1:02 to go in the Gents penalty. But we talked about a little bit earlier, Aaron, during the intermission, a little bit off air, but this is a big penalty kill here for LTU. If they can kill off the rest of this, it's a massive momentum swinger, especially if they can stay out of the box the rest of the way.
For sure, you stay down 2-0 after killing off a 5-minute power play. That kind of puts momentum on your side, especially down 2, trying to get that next goal. That'd be huge for LTU going forward.
Good couple of point keeps there by Foston, able to get it down there for Yaros. He battles in the corner there with Barnes, and it comes free behind the net. A wraparound attempt there by Yaros doesn't go. And now Holtrop has it behind the net. Has it up the point, throws it down low for Pratt. Spinning away from a man, gets it free to Yaros. Back behind the cage, intended for Pratt. Cut off there by Walker. The LTU captain unable to get control of it, though, as it's back up to the point. Foston slapped it across for Yiter. Off his skate, back up to the point, Yiter. Oh, wandering to the left. Slot a shot, he scores! Austin Yiter, a power play shot from the point. It's 3-0 Hope.
Once again, shots from the blue line have been very effective in this tournament for this Hope team. Yiter walks the line, finds a spot, picks that corner over the blocker. 3-0 lead for Hope, as they are going to remain on the man advantage. For LTU, it's a situation you've been in before. No time to panic. You understand that you can do this. You can come back from 3. It's not going to be an easy task, but you have to start chipping away, and that starts with killing off the remainder of this 5-minute major.
For Yiter, get another goal. He is 9th of the campaign. Came into the weekend with 42 points, 34 of them being assists. But he gets the goal here tonight, and they've taken a little bit of, they took the penalty off the scoreboard as a result. Scorekeepers forgot that it was a 5-minute major. So referees trying to get the time back up. 12 seconds. The time remaining now on the penalty to Gents. So big power play goal there for Hope. We talked about LTU's good penalty kill up to that point. And that goal's really going to put LTU on the back foot here.
The lone time that Hope was able to get the puck into the middle of the ice on that power play was the shot from the point. Outside of that, LTU did a good job keeping everything to the outside. Just one time they did it, and it ends up in the back of the net. That's why the power play can be dangerous.
Assisted by number 15, Kate Pratt, and number 13, Ryan Yaros. You're for Pratt and Yaros. Power play goal.
So that line of tandem of Pratt and Yaros getting a lot of work done here today. That's already Pratt's second point. Scored the second goal of the game and gets the helper on that one. Power play over for Hope. LTU on the attack for the first time in this period. Walker up at the left point, rubs off his man, but now puck's poked ahead, and LTU chops at this through the neutral zone. Look out, Gavin Holmes on the backhand. Just drifted wide. Schick handled that into the corner. And we'll roll back in on him, and he holds. 16:10 to go. Second period. It's a 3-0 game here for Hope, and really the turning point in this game came a couple minutes in. LTU got that initial power play, but then they get 5 out of the next 6 calls on LTU, and it's been all Hope, especially with that dangerous power play wearing down the LTU PK.
It was a pretty good last shift there for that last LTU line, keeping the puck in the zone. That's how you're going to have to start building momentum going forward. You want to spend time in the Hope zone, so they're going to have to continue to do that to get back into this one.
Now, Hope right back on the attack. Yiter feeds it back to Peel. Up to the point, he is able to keep it in just barely, but it does go up into the Hope bench on the redirect. With 4:15 gone in the second.
Right there, pretty good play at the blue line from the LTU forward to lift the stick of Peel, making it a much tougher reception of that pass, as Peel was in a pretty good spot to shoot. But those are some of the things that you have to start doing for LTU. Start building on the little things. You have 35 minutes left to go in this one. You're capable of scoring 3 goals in 35 minutes. You showed that last night. It's going to be a tough task, not easy, but you have to start building on the little things to get back into this one.
It's a much different feel from that game last night. LTU didn't have as many penalties called on them in that GV game. Played a little bit more of a disciplined game in that one. Whereas today they've flying all over the ice. A couple of undisciplined penalties, and now they're on the back foot as the Dutchmen have grabbed a firm hold on this game. 3-0. The Dutchmen lead. Look out, Maschke steals this one, works in a shot. He stepped that one wide. Big opportunity there for Hunter Maschke, and now numbers the other way for LTU, but if puck mishandled at center, that would have been a great opportunity if indeed McGowan would have been able to control it. Also roll in on Schick, and look out, an LTU player took a tumble into Schick, got knocked down by Peel in the slot, lost his feet, went sliding into the netminder. That's McGowan.
Schick's been run over a couple of times this weekend, but when it happens to him, he remains calm. A lasting play from my memory last night was when Oakland crashed the crease. Player was dumped in on top of Schick. They were tangled up, and Schick just kind of nonchalantly throughout the entire entanglement just slowly got himself up back to his feet. I don't think he ever raised his pulse above what it usually is when he got rammed.
There's Sedensky over the line, and look out, offside as a couple of players get tangled up as they go over the line. As Peyton Arnold and Brady Brett.
Yeah, Brett really tried to stretch there. I think I pulled my hamstring watching him do that. That was an impressive effort of flexibility to nearly stay on sides of a play that I thought was going to be offsides by 3 feet.
Said it's offside by just about a couple of inches. LTU trying to push the puck deep here in the Hope zone. Unable to do anything, and now another penalty coming up on LTU. It's going to be a cross-check. This time it's going to be assessed to Caleb Dahl, and that parade to the penalty box continues for the Blue Devils, and they're doing themselves no favors here. So we're already 5 minutes into the second period.
Yeah, that check got up real high, and I believe that was Brady Kingsbury who received it. And right there, just another undisciplined play. You want to finish the check, but the stick gets in high. They kind of force the official to call it when you get a cross check around the neck and head area. For LTU, you had to kill this one off. Going down 4-0 would be catastrophic.
Trying to avoid a repeat of last year's Vezina Cup final, in which Hope shut them out 4-0. They're already down by 3, and they're back on the penalty kill. Hope's 1 for 6 tonight. Kept it at the point. Yiter stepping in. Ooh, shot. Big stick save there by Youngs. He's able to get the knob to it. With a lucky save, but he'll take it nonetheless. 4:17 to go in the second, 1:42 to go in the penalty.
When you look at the box score tomorrow, all that will say is SV save. Doesn't matter if you're Young in net. You're just glad that one stayed out, because Austin Yiter, when he gets the puck at the point on the power play and he starts to explode to the middle of the ice, he is a dynamic playmaker from the blue line. Nearly a point-per-game player this year as a defenseman, as he's very capable of scoring.
Now Holtrup picks up the loose puck behind the net. It's shoveled up to the point for Yiter. Swings it across for Foston. Will control it off the boards. Trying to push it deep. Got caught up with a couple of players. And he's got the puck back. Foston on the wall to Holtrup. Full step in. Shot save Young, and rebound is smothered with Yaros right there on the doorstep. 1:17 to go in the penalty to goal.
Quick hands there from Young, making sure to get his trapper down on that puck as Yaros was digging at it, trying to get that puck out and keep the play alive. It's a good job by Young. They're going to need him to be spectacular the rest of the way. You know, I think he's been solid so far. The 3 goals, they're tough on the netminder, but he's going to have to find a way to get it done the rest of the way.
Dutchmen back on the prowl. A centering feed knocked away. They got it right back though. Maschke working on the left wing. Lets a shot go off the side of the net. The rebound couldn't be put home. And LTU trying to get it out here. Look out, they've got numbers. Down the right wing, here's Selmayr, 2-on-1. Cutting to the front of goal for Rin, the back door, and it's smothered up by Schick.
Good hustle there on the back check by Gunnar Sadinsky, the near side boards player on the power play. Recognized that was a 2-on-1 the other way. Got back to at least disrupt the man in the middle of the ice, making it a lot tougher of a play. Schick able to hold on to that one.
It was a fluttering pass across the face of goal. Schick somehow able to find it. Lucky it didn't take a hop off of him into the back of the net. 52 to go, and that was a short-handed opportunity there for LTU. Boy, that would have been a momentum swinger, eh? Now offside, a call here on Hope. And LTU thinking the faceoff should be all the way down. And indeed, that's what's going to happen. Faceoff's going to be back at least as far as the LTU blue line here.
Yeah, that's where the pass came from. See if they determine if it was intentional. I don't think it was an intentional offsides. It's just a miscommunication at the blue line, and the forward trying to get on the forecheck didn't realize they were off.
Well, what you call a compromise call. You put the puck halfway between where both teams want it. And here come the Dutchmen once again after the regroup. Look out, Pratt's behind the defense on the pass from Yeiter. What a great opportunity there. Now Hope wanting another penalty. They aren't going to get one as it looked like the guy was hooked up across the way. 20 seconds to go in the power play. 12:53 to go, second period. Dutchmen up by 3.
It's a great play by Logan Barnes to hold the line on that last dump.
Boston threw it deep. Turned over though, and it's skied out by Walker. This will trickle down the ice. Will be controlled by Yeiter. He's been a big presence all over the ice here for this Hope team all season. Part of the all-conference team on the west side of things.
For Yeiter, it's not just the offense. He's also a very sound, positionally good defenseman that's very capable of handling not only the offensive aspect of being a number one, but the defensive part of the game too.
Yeiter along with Onstad, also parts of the MCHC Dream Team, it's the all-conference team. Only 2 Blue Devils made the MCHC Latin East all-conference team. Logan Barnes and Tim Young.
Chance off the icing, tired players on the ice for LCU to get a opportunity to pin the puck in.
It was a good look, but it was, as you hear the fans, just a little bit outside. And now LTU will regroup here. Losier had the game-winning goal last night. Off the boards to himself, will charge it deep. He'll come behind the net with Stick Schulte. Shot from the right wing side was blocked, and back around to the near side with Oda in pursuit for LTU.
It's a good stick there from Nolan Holtrip, or else LTU would have had a chance from inside the dots. Great A opportunity, but Holtrip on the back check. Forwards do a really good job from this Hope team of getting their sticks in the lanes and shooting attempts.
Stick Schulte into the zone, knocked down. No penalty coming. The referees have lightened up now. Hope right in, shot, big save there by Young. Here's from the left side. That was a great opportunity there for Reimersma.
Great job by Peyton Arnold taking that pass away, forcing the player to shoot. It makes it a lot easier on your netminder if you could take away that cross-ice pass.
Oda flings this the length of the ice. It's cut off there by Brady Kingsbury. Hope pivots and near side Nana. Over the line in a 2-on-2. Trying to cut to the middle. Had the puck with him for a second, but he lost it as he tried to get another opportunity. There's a shot. Big save there by Young again. It's cleared back up to the point. Darpening rattles it around the boards. Behind the net for Reimersma. Reimersma trying to spin it free. Loose at the side of the net. Big save there by Young as he hugged the near side post. Tarpening has it again. Shot through traffic. Gobbled up there by Young as he holds on. 10:43 to go in this second period.
A trio right there, very direct in those 3 players as they've been all season. They like to get that puck below the goal line and go to work. Reimersma, Nana, and Tarpening right there, showing the chemistry that they've had pretty much all year. One of the few lines for this Hope team that has played most of the season together.
course, both teams have had to do some line shifting of their own. Onstad and Jens have shown the gate. Their teams respective leading scorers. Look out. Opportunity here for LTU. Big speed here for Radu. He's thundered into the boards, and with Tommy Walsh on the doorstep and crashing the net, Schick will hold on. We're just about halfway through this game. Shots on goal, 18-10 for the Dutchmen.
Not a real fun play there when you're going full speed towards the end boards. It's the reason the NHL got rid, and most hockey has gotten rid of the touch icing, just because it's not a fun play to go in. You're going full speed, trying to get to that puck, and you have to stop immediately. It's a good job by both players there, battling in, as that was Radu who got the centering opportunity, just unfortunately no one there in a blue jersey.
Radu banished from the face-off circle. His replacement comes in, penalty coming up on Hope, as Radu was taken down off the face-off, and so tripping the call. Into the box, it'll be Austin Yeiter.
So, big opportunity for this Lawrence Tech team. Best defender off the ice for Hope for 2 minutes. Now you have a chance on your power play to convert. If you can make this a 2-goal game with just under 30 minutes to play, you give yourself a good chance to try to get back into it. Once you're one shot away, that's when you can really start to feel it. But LTU, they got some work to do here. No better time than on this power play.
1 goal is all you need to get something rolling. LTU showed that last night against GV. They win the faceoff and go to work on the third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. Walker sends it across the way, but it's intercepted and sent down the ice. McGowan couldn't handle that in the right wing circle. And now LTU will control. From their own end, Lossier flopped it on ahead, over the line. Here's Walsh drifting down the right wing side, trying to cut to the middle. We'll wheel around, feed it back up top, Lossier. Across the way for Walker. Centering feed for Walsh, intercepted, got it back Lossier. Near side Walsh, centering feed to the bumper. McGowan, loose puck. Walsh's shot, big save, Schick, and the net's off its moorings.
Great job there by Schick getting across. I'm not sure he saw the puck, but he's able to get across, use his body, take up as much of the net as possible. Sometimes as a netminder, you make positioning saves. Right there from Schick getting across. That's a good position stop to keep this a 3-goal game.
Really, that's been the best scoring opportunity that LTU has had this entire game, Aaron. They haven't had a lot of chances, but this particular opportunity, you get Schick kind of caught out. Puck pops free to the near side, and you got a wide open opportunity for Walsh. You just can't put it home. Now LTU trying the bumper play off the face, off the neutral zone. They quickly enter the zone and hold up. Walsh across the way, dropped it back. There's a shot deflected just wide of net. Rebound back behind the cage. They jam away at it. Gavin Holmes there. Comes up to the point, kept alive there by Pedersen. Walsh to Pedersen as they cycle with under a minute to go in the power play. Back up Pedersen. Deep slot. Right side Walsh. Whole drift down, tried to center it in front. It was knocked away. And Foston trying to clear this out. Can't do so. Shipped back down. Loose puck in the slot. Comes up top. Pedersen steps into this one. That was denied, and the rebound. Shot was fanned on. Another couple of good opportunities there for LTU.
That puck hit the X button and jumped right over a stick out in the slot. Tough chance. Gone by the wayside for LTU.
20 seconds to go in the penalty to Eider. Here's a shot from a sharp angle. Blocker saved there by Schick. Radu back up top. Off the boards. Pivoting with it is Lossier. He throws it down low. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Behind the net, McGowan tried to center it out in front. Look out, a loose puck. They score! Luke Radu! Just as the power play expires, 3-1 LTU.
Right there, that's the chance they needed. They're able to get into the blue paint area. Nice hands inside the blue paint by Radu. He's able to go backhand, forehand, lift that up over the pad and the glove of Schick. Now we got a 3-1 game, 8:25 to go in the second period. Now suddenly, if you're LTU, you get another one. It's a one-shot game. Back to the next goal in this game is a huge one going forward.
We've seen LTU try to springboard some momentum off of a quick goal. And a goal disallowed yesterday immediately after they scored their first. Now bodies tumble at center. Radu steps free with it, over the line, pulls up. Tried to center it out in front. Gavin Holmes without his stick, tried to kick away at it, but it's stolen away by Brett. Brett on a 2-on-1. That's in with a shot and a big save there by Young. It's free behind the net again.
Lawrence Temple scored number 23, Luke Randall, assisted by number 15, Ben Haas, and number 9, Patrick McGowan.
McGowan and DeHaas getting the assists on that. It's worked back around to the near side. Hope right on the attack, determined not to let LTU take any momentum off of that goal. Pratt rattles it around behind the net. Centering feed there, fanned on. It's loose. Picked up there by Foffer. Loose puck out in front. Big opportunity there for Hope. Again, they just put it wide. Back up to the point. DeHaas chops at his man. No penalty coming up. This is sent down the ice. Young came out of his net. That'll negate the icing. LTU flops this on ahead. Look out. Oh, they were almost caught in too many men. But they're able to scramble off the ice just in time.
Yeah, wise not to play that puck by the bench. Would have been 6 players on the ice.
That would have been the second time LTU had too many men here in this game. Back in their own end are the Blue Devils. They'll reverse it across the way. Controlled by Darcy. Centering feed picked off Old Trop. Working in. Tried to feed it to the back door. Young down and out. Big save by Young again. Oh my goodness, Tim Young. That's the second spectacular save he's had in this period. And he's single-handedly keeping his team in this one.
Yeah, he robs Loffer on the doorstep. It's a big stop. Could possibly be the save that helps Sparks to come back.
Go back to the opportunity earlier on the power play, the 5-minute major where Young denied a man on a 5-on-4 breakaway. And now a penalty coming up to Hope here. Austin Yiter getting a bench minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. He takes a seat in the sin bin, and it's another power play here for Lawrence Tech. They haven't scored yet. They did score just 2 seconds after their last one expired.
Yeah, for Hope, this is a big kill. You let Lawrence Tech back into this one. That Hope, well, I don't want to say Hope level because that's a bad punt, but the belief begins to rise once you get it back to a 1-goal game.
This is how they came back in the game yesterday against GV, slowly but surely. Kept to the point by Lossier. Walker left side. Back to Lossier. He'll step in. Shot that was blocked. Rebound is cleared. And again, this is yet another penalty on one of the key defensive pieces for Hope. Over the line, Walker. Trying to drop it back, look out. Pratt has a short-handed breakaway. All alone from the red line, cuts into the backhand. Big save there by Young. Pardon me, that was Griffin Reimersma on a beautiful breakaway. He's denied by Young again. He's had a couple of massive saves here in this second period. Foston chips this in deep. 5:33 to go, second period. LTU on their second consecutive power play. They are 0 for 3 here tonight. Rand. Tried to rub past his man on the wall, get some help from Walsh, but those two can't overcome the Hope defense, and it's sent down the ice. 36 to go in the power play. Here comes LTU, weaving into the zone. Back up to the point, Pedersen. Tried to shift it down low. Pedersen's got it one time. Blast! That was blocked and cleared down the length of the ice here by Hope.
You love to see that Kason Faustin standing in front of that slap shot. It hurts to block shots, but your teammates absolutely love it.
Back in his own end, Caleb Dole, penalty expiring to Yiter. Full step out of the box. He's back on Hope 5-on-5 now. Across the way, Dole weaving behind the net, shut off. Across the way, Radu. Back behind the net, shoved into the corner. 4:23 to go in the second. Hope trying to work it out here. Whole trip trying to poke it past his man. Great play there by Walsh to knock it away. Now over the line. Here's McGowan in shot in and out of the glove of Schick, and now a penalty coming up on Hope.
We talked about how Hope was the team that was better at keeping their composure in the first period. Second period, it's flipped the script. It's been the LTU power play on the ice for most of this period.
So it's Hoffman off at 15:53. Talked about how, as Aaron mentioned, Hope had so many opportunities in that first period. Now LTU has their third consecutive power play. They're 0 for 4. Trying to gain some momentum here as we go on to the latter moments of the second period. Centering feet was knocked away, comes all the way back out to the neutral zone where Hope controls. They'll try and regroup here shorthanded.
That last penalty kill for Hope, they did a much better job standing up at the line, not allowing LTU to set things up. They are able to score because they had about 15 seconds worth of setup time at the end of that last power play.
Radu fumbled it at the neutral zone, got it across to Walker. His shot was snapped just wide. Rebound came back up to the point to Haas. Trying to push it free. He was back down low into the corner. Nobody at the point there for LTU. Is at 4 players below the dots there, and that allows Hope to get the puck down the ice and then go off for wholesale line changes.
Got to be careful with LTU if you're going to have 4 players below the line. This is a Hope team that they're looking to jump. They're looking to execute and score on this PK. You got to be careful in that situation.
Yeah, 9 shorthanded goals this season. That's most in the MCHC West. Getting one last night against Oakland in the semifinal. Hope from the neutral zone. Look out, Yaros after this bouncing puck into the near corner. Hope pull it up, doesn't have any help. Will sidestep a man in Losier. Now he gets some help from a pinching Dutchman. And that's Sadinsky. He's back up to the neutral zone. Hope will just take this, launch this down the ice. And Sadinsky right back into the forecheck, pressuring Tim Young. He rattles it around the boards. Yaros threw it on goal, and Sadinsky tipped it. This is suffocating penalty kill forecheck here from Hope. Oda with 10 seconds to go in the power play. Working out of his own zone. Centered it. Gavin Holmes in shot to the back door. They score! Caleb Dole on the back door finishing the feed. It's a power play goal. It's 3-2.
Hope's penalty kill was great for about a minute 50 of that penalty kill. All LTU needed was the final 5 seconds. They get one opportunity, a shot is blocked right to the back door. Right there, Caleb Dole, the man on the spot, buries it. We have a 1-goal game, 2:09 left to go in the second period.
LTU hasn't lost in regulation all year, and they're showing the fight that they showed last night. Talking with head coach Ken Gaffney ahead of the game here today. Last night was the first time LTU had been forced to come back in a game all season, and they did it in stunning fashion, erasing a 3-goal deficit in the third period against GVSU.
Number 28, Caleb Dow, assisted by number 26, Nick Oda, and number 10, Tommy Walsh. Dow from Oda.
Walsh and Oda getting the assist. Foston a shot for the point, gobbled up there by Young. 90 seconds to go, second period. All of a sudden this game has changed on a dime. 2 goals in about 6 minutes for LTU. One just after a power play and the other during a power play. And they're right back in it.
I think that's the key parameter right there is the power play. For Hope, you have to stay out of the box for the rest of this one. Same for LTU. Just because Hope has been very good in the 5-on-5 situations, they've probably been the better team. They're out shooting LTU 21-14 at the moment.
Of course, LTU killed off 4 power plays in the first period, allowed a power play goal early to Hope here in the second period. And then power plays have swung the other way. Foston. Now as we're back to 5-on-5, Tarpeting shot deflected in front. That laid in the slot for a second before it was swept away. Final minute of play in period 2. Puck free behind Tim Young. Swung around up to the point. Kept in there by Kingsbury. Shoveled down Ramirezma behind the net. Back up to Yiter. Full hold, walked the line. Well, his shot blocked by Oda. Yiter gets it back though, settled it down. Near side Nana. His shot deflected off a man in front with 35 to go, and now Tommy Walsh will absorb the hit. Oh, that might have hurt. He went straight to the open door.
Yeah, the bench opened up, the reason for the whistle, as that's a scary play. That body check just happened to be right where the bench was, and it popped open. As a player that's taking the check, that's something that you're expecting the support to be there, and if it's not there, that could be a very dangerous play. Think back to a fight that Anthony Mantha got in when he was with the Red Wings against the Flames, where he was pushing along the bench pops open, and then a player is slammed to the ground. That's something very dangerous.
And especially when that door opens, it becomes instead of a flat surface, you're running into a 90-degree corner that's almost pure metal. Get cut on that stuff, but it looks like we're good. Everybody's back and face off to the left of Schick. Won by LTU, but instead of pushing it back to the defense, they just push it down behind the net and allow Hope to regroup with 20 seconds to go in the period. Skied out through the neutral zone, played with a high stick by Selmeyer, and Walker will touch up, and the faceoff will come back in front of Tim Young.
Well, 15 seconds left to go for Hope for this offensive zone faceoff. They're gonna bring that top unit back out. Something that, if you're LTU, you gotta be careful here in the last 15 seconds. You've had a fantastic second period. The last thing you want is to unravel a little bit of that by allowing a goal in the final 15 seconds.
Face off to the right of Young. Selmeyer to dig in for LTU. Wins it there from Lawford. The puck's tied up with under 10 seconds to go. They'll jam away at it in the corner, trying to work it free of the Dutchmen with under 5 to go. Clock ticking down. Selmeyer taps it up the boards, taken there by Kingsbury, and time expired. It's an eventful second period. Hope gets the initial power play goal. Couple minutes in, and LTU responds with 2 of their own in about 6 minutes to bring us to a 3-2 margin at the end of 40 minutes. Well, Aaron, it's been fantastic second period. We looked like we might be headed toward a blowout early on in that period, but then LTU showing the tenacity that they showed last night in their first come from behind win of the year. They show it again here, and they're only down by 1 at the end of 40.
Yeah, give LTU a lot of credit. They could have hung their heads. It could have become a blowout. Instead, they battled back. One power play goal and one, for all intents and purposes, power play goal where 2 seconds after the time had expired, they score, and now suddenly it's a one-shot game going into the third period. Anything can happen. We've seen strange goals all over the ice in this tournament. Now being back within 1 goal, you give yourselves a really good puncher's chance to tie this game and possibly even come back and take the lead.
Yeah, indeed. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Reagan Cleaves alongside Aaron Poling. It's been a fantastic game, and we've seen a lot of back and forth, but it's almost a parallel to the GV semifinal yesterday for LTU. They seemed down and out here in the first couple of minutes, and then they come back. Tim Young playing a lot better in that second period, and he's a big difference why they aren't down by 2 or 3 here.
Absolutely. We talked about him making great saves and not allowing him that 4th goal against GVSU. Here he's made a couple of great saves. The one that stands out to me is the diving blocker save on a 2-on-1. That could have easily put this game away. Instead, he kept it at the score it was, and now suddenly it's a 3-2 game. They really need him in this third period. He's going to have a great third period. Hope is still out shooting Lawrence Tech, so if he's not as great as he was yesterday in the third, this could be something that can come into an issue for this Lawrence Tech team.
Yeah, 3 goals in that period. Hope opened up the scoring in that frame with Austin Yiter. A beautiful shot from the deep slot, snuck it over the shoulder of Tim Young to make it 3-0. And at that point, it seemed like Hope was going to run away with this thing, and then Yiter himself took a couple of penalties, including 2 back-to-back, one a open ice penalty, and then he got one from the bench, which was an unsportsmanlike, and that allowed LTU to kind of build some momentum. They get goals from Luke Radu and Caleb Dole to pull themselves back within one. It's just another example of the tenacity that they've had, and there's still a long way to go for them, but they've shown that they can do it.
Those are the penalties that drive you absolutely crazy as a coach, ones that are definitely preventable. You know, a guy gets in past you, you hook him on the hands, loses the puck to take that penalty. You can kind of live with it, you're trying to make a play, but getting unsportsmanlike from the bench is something that as a coach, it really drives you mad, because now it's allowed Lawrence Tech back into a game that looked like Hope was going to be able to handle it throughout the entirety of the way. Instead, a couple of power play opportunities from undisciplined penalties. Now suddenly it's a one-shot game.
Yeah, indeed, it's a one-shot game, and a game that holds a lot of bragging rights for both these two teams. LTU looking for their first Vezina Cup championship in their D3 history. Hope looking to become the first team since 1999 to go back-to-back Vezina Cup championships. Well, that'll just about do it for our little post-period recap. We'll step aside, come back with more live action from Patterson Ice Center. It's the MCHC Vezina Cup Finals. Hope up 3-2 on the Blue Devils after 40 minutes. under the banners that read ACHA National Champions here at Patterson Ice Center. A Vezina Cup champion will be crowned either in the next 20 minutes or sometime tonight. But we'll find out who it is here in the final period of regulation as we're back inside Patterson Ice Center. Reagan Cleaves, Aaron Poling with you on the air. Our producer Zach Kennedy pushing the ones and twos. Joe Grogan and Sean Scott, our camera operators. Thanks to all of you for tuning in here for tonight's game. It's been a fun one, and boy, it's been all hope on the shot clock, 22-14, but thanks to a couple of really well-timed power plays for LTU, they've been able to claw their way back into this one, and they're only down by one entering the final 20.
Yeah, we talked about for LTU, they have to stay out of the box for Hope. Same thing in this third period. You can't allow LTU back to the power play because Hope has had the better of the play 5-on-5. If they can find a way to keep this an even strength game the rest of the way, you have to think that favors Hope, as they've been very good in the 5-on-5 play.
They certainly have been good on the 5-on-5 play. Two of their goals came 5-on-5, but heck, they've also been really good on special teams this weekend. A shorthanded tally yesterday, and a power play tally today as well. A massive hit behind the net there by Mashke, and now Eider battling for the puck with DeHaas on the near side. He poked it at Zadinsky down the left wing. A shot, big glove save there by Young, and it'll hold on. Boy, a couple of great plays for Hope to start this. He got the big hit behind the net, and then the turnover, Eider to Zadinsky, but a big save by Young yet again.
Young's going to have to be spectacular here in this third period. You have to imagine both teams are going to have an onslaught towards net. Young, if he can find a way to keep the puck out of his net, that gives his team a really good chance. If Hope gets the next goal, it really puts momentum on their side, and you're back down by 2 in the third.
Both these two teams have already punched their ticket to the national tournament. This is bragging rights for the conference championship of the Premier Conference in M3. MCHC has won something like 15 of the last 16 national titles in D3. The lone blemish on that record, a Canadian team in Sioux College back in 2019. Last 4 years, it's been Hope, Michigan, Hope twice, then Michigan, and then LTU. Who will it be this year? Find out in a couple of weeks at the ACHA National Tournament. Tonight, this is usually a pretty darn good predictor of who's going to do well in that tournament.
One thing to look out for going forward in these next 2 minutes, the puck behind the net, the Hope net on our right-hand side has gotten stuck a couple of times in the water from the Zam. So if you're Hope's defense, you have to be careful behind your own net.
Kingsbury hauled down. He and Oda go to the ice. Scrambling back up there is Peyton Arnold. Apparently that was Arnold and Kingsbury. Hit the 2-minute mark of this third period. Hope and LTU. Holtrup over the line. Shouldered down there by Pedersen. Pop through the neutral zone. With speed, here's Radu over the line with DeHaas. Radu weaving to the outside, pulling up with a pass out in front, scooped away there by Rand. He's got it, look out, he overskated it, and it'll be controlled behind the net by Mashke.
Right there, that water came into play as trying to make him move, and just got stuck as the ice hasn't quite dried yet from the Zam.
DeHaas spent some time with D1 this season. Battling forward in the corner with Kingsbury. Puck comes free. Kingsbury finally lets DeHaas go as those two are still tangled up as the puck comes back into their feet. Foston comes away with it. Look out, he fed on that shot because of that red ice, and now taking a spill there was DeHaas on Rand's loose stick, and a big hit there by Walsh. Looked like he might have contacted Foston in the head there, but no penalty called. 3 minutes gone, third period.
It's a good play there by Faust. Just understanding you're going to get drilled in that spot with the puck bouncing around, but you take the hit to make the play. That's something that teammates really appreciate.
Dutchmen were going off for a line change. Momentary turnover. Now they deflected into the zone off an LTU skate. It's back into the near side half boards. Along the hash, shoveled deep by Tarpening. Across the way, rattled around. There by Pedersen. He can't get it out further than the point though. Walsh comes up with it. Leaves it for Walker. The captain for LTU. Outlet it to Holmes. A rink wide feed poked away there from Caleb Dahl. And the bouncing puck controlled by Tarpening off the feed. We'll dump it into the far corner. Radu back there, chips it up the wall, catapulted on ahead by Dahl. He gets it back on the turnover. Loose puck at center, the Davenport logo. Over the line. Shoveled in by Reimersma. And LTU able to take it and scoop it down the ice. Icing waved off. Sadinsky was right there to play it for Hope. 4 minutes, 8 seconds gone here in this third period. It's been back and forth to start. No penalties for the first 5 minutes. First time that's happened here in this game. Behind the net, overskated by Kingsbury. Dutchmen get it to the point, and a shot out in front. Big paddle save by Young! He stuck out the goal stick and kept it off the line!
That's two just massive saves already in the third period for Young. He's doing what he has to keep his team in this game. A couple of great opportunities right there, cutting across the crease. The Hope attacker just couldn't get enough of that puck on the backhand to one, either lift it or two, beat the stick to the line. What a stop there from Young.
He has been superb since that first really fluky goal, and he's kept his team in it. If it weren't for that man between the pipes, he'd easily be 6-7-2. Now Walsh the other way, look out, numbers developing, a backdoor pass for Holmes, couldn't connect, and now Hope back the other way. Here's Yaros over the line, tries to deke around his men, lost the puck, and Yaros takes the spill. Looks like he just lost an edge, at least to my eye, and to the referees as well, but not the Hope faithful standing down in front of us. Boston gloved it down at center. He steps over the line, cuts it on a shot, swallowed into the LTU crest by Young. 14:52 to go in the third period. Back and forth, wild action here in the Vezina Cup final.
Faustin's been pretty dynamic tonight on the offensive end. Of course, he has the goal, but right there, he gloves the puck down at the red line, able to make a move at the blue line, lets a good shot go from the high slot. Good scoring opportunity there as Faustin's continued his growth throughout the year. He's now an offensive threat.
Hope, a shot from the point. Kingsbury had that deflected in front. And it's it down the ice. It'll roll in on Schick, so icing negated. If you're just joining us, it's been an eventful game. Hope, as this will deflect up out of play from the neutral zone. Hope lost their number one scorer very early in this game, and Jake Onsett, just 7 minutes in, he was sent off. 5-minute major, a DQ for butt ending. Man in the neutral zone, and then a little bit later on, Will Gents sent off for a slew foot and a game misconduct. So both teams without their leading point getter. But they've been managing to score nonetheless, which shouldn't be surprising given the caliber and depth of these two teams. A bit of an odd face-off. The puck was dropped right between the two men tied up. Here's a good opportunity for Pratt, looking for his second of the night. And Young holds on.
It's a pretty good stop there on Young from a hot shooter, and Pratt, well, maybe a little closer to the boards than where he scored from yesterday, but still a capable player in the face-off dot, letting the shot go. Great job there to hold his post and make a great save for Young, keeping his team still in this one.
Face-off, the LTU zone. Won by Hope, stepping free with it behind the net. Here's Lawfer. Spins away from the check, tries to stuff it in past Young. They jam away at it, and where's the puck? It's in! If at first you don't succeed, try again. Hope is able to find the loose change on the doorstep and push it home. It's 4-2 Dutchmen.
Great job there. Lawfer on the forecheck, takes the puck away, tries to wrap it around, just goes to the blue paint, bends away, finally gets it past Young. We have a two-goal game, 14:09 to go in the third.
Well, hold it. We may not have a two-goal game. Referees convening out in front as we take a look at that replay. It looked like Young might have covered it at the side of the net. The net might have come off. Who knows? Let's get another look at it. If anything, That replay doesn't show me anything. Hope it showed y'all something. 14:09 to go third period. This is a pivotal decision by the men in stripes here, Aaron.
Yeah, it's a tough play for the referee because they're behind the net, and with all the bodies crashing, it makes it really hard to see what's going on. See if they can get help from either a linesman or an official. Of course, if Wofford was pushing the pad across the net, that would not count. You're only allowed to propel the puck into the net, not the netminder.
If we get another look at the replay, it looked like a Dutchman fell into Young, whether he was pushed into or fell in on his own.
And we're capturing all of that stuff on our second and third time seeing it.
Yeah.
The officials don't get that luxury.
And they're going to call it a goal. So the Dutchmen have regained the 2-goal lead after a wild scramble in front, and it's 4-2 for the men in orange.
Tough break there for Young as he makes a great stop on the initial effort, makes a couple of them down low, just unfortunately couldn't quite hold it out.
As we look at head coach Ken Gaffney, Max Van Antwerp, the assistant coach right behind him to his left, and assistant coach Michael Wynick, who's now walking away. Max's brother played for Hope a couple of years ago, won a national title with them. As the discussion continues across the way, referee skates away, and we're back ready to play. 14:09 to go here in the third period. Hope has made it a 2-goal game. Wait a minute. Stop play. Referee got notification from the scorer's table. Hey, we need to talk about something.
I think he's just reporting the score and the assists.
Here we go.
The Q Sports, where the referee actually is in charge of letting the scorer's table know who scored and who gets the assists.
Play on. 14 minutes to go here in the third period. Hope getting a wild goal to put them back up by 2. Now looked out, ran, hauling down his man. That's going to be a penalty. They're going to take them both. Take them both and go 4-on-4 here. So it's Radu going off for LTU, and a Dutchman as well.
Looks like it's Brady Kingsbury. It's kind of tough for Kingsbury is because the altercation and the tie-up looked like it was both of them. Kingsbury's had a man draped over him. He's going to get a roughing minor for that.
Yeah, it didn't look like anybody but Radu was the culprit here. As we see those going to the corners, they down the left side of your or right side of your screen there. Radu looked like he was about to haul his man down. But nonetheless, we play 4-on-4. This will open up the ice a little bit.
Initially, I looked at the bench for Hope immediately after the penalty call. Coach Van Timmerman patting his hands down, telling his players to calm down. Let's not let this get out of hand. So it happened to him in the second period where they got a little too feisty and took some penalties that were very undisciplined, and that allowed LTU back into this one, trying to implore his team to calm down.
The important thing here is for LTU, a team that takes a lot of penalties. If you're Hope, you don't want to be goaded into taking some extra penalties.
Good stick there from Steph Schulte. Stopped the breakaway, batting that puck out of the air.
Number 23, Luke Radu, 2 minutes for roughing. And for Hope, number 24, Brady Kingsbury, also 2 minutes for roughing.
Both Kingsbury and Radu off the rough. The first coincidental minors we've had in this game. Given how many penalties we've had, it's a little surprising.
I think right there the official takes both, just trying to calm the temperature of this one.
Exactly. I don't mean that to fault any official.
No.
Because heck, if I was in that situation, I'd take both, and I know I've done that multiple times. Lessens the tensions. Takes both teams off the ice and both possible perpetrators off, even if it is started by one particular individual. Icing called here against LTU, 13:07 to go.
I mean, we've already seen in this game twice where a play has crossed the line, and that's just something, 13:07 left to go in this third, that neither team really wants to see, because regardless of if they win or lose, they still got the national championship tournament coming up, and last thing you want to see is a player out for that tournament because of the game gets out of hand in this one.
With the national tournament coming up the 18th through the 22nd, the first year in quite some time that the D3 tournament hasn't had a break between pools, between pool play and the semifinal. It's always a nice, well-deserved rest for both those two teams, but with the tournament moving to a Tuesday to Saturday format, now look out, a big opportunity for Hope at the side of that. They jam once, twice away at it, and Tim Young takes a slash at the man in front. That's Yiter. Now Ramirezma, unable to handle it. Gavin Holmes with speed. Across the line, cutting in a shot, deflected wide. Rebound back to the near side with 37 to go in the 4-on-4. Behind his net, he'll be taken out here by Stick Schulte. He's over the line, taken down a little bit belatedly from the slash that Hope fans want called for a trip. Ross, Ramirezma hammers his man into the boards. Loose behind the net, taken now by LTU, and they'll charge left to right. The all-blue uniforms tried it on their helmets. Now a penalty is going to come up, this time on Hope. It's going to be Sadinsky to the bench, to the box, and the Dutchmen are going to touch up. Sadinsky is going to go for a hook. Hope faithful not happy. Neither is the Hope bench.
That's a pretty smart play there by Yaros. After the delayed penalty, saw he was going to be the first person to the puck. Didn't sprint over to the puck, took his time, took about 5 extra seconds off the clock. Right now, it doesn't seem like it might make much of a difference, but you get down to the end of the game, who knows? Those 5 seconds could be the difference. Very smart play there. Just trying to run that clock a little bit more.
So Sadinsky off for a hook. Hope, though, quickly wins the faceoff, sends this down the ice. A great start to the PK here for the Dutchmen.
This is where LTU's had a real advantage in this one. On the power play, 5-on-5 Hope has carried the play, but in the power play, it's what got LTU back into this game.
It's a bit of a delayed 5-on-3 as Holtrup down in a heap in the offensive zone for Hope. Slowed to get up, and he's thankfully back to the bench. Keep an eye on him as we go on. Oh, a flying hit there by DeHaas, and that's going to be a penalty. A check to the head there for DeHaas, and it's another penalty where earlier when Onstock got the 5-minute major, we saw LTU take a penalty to cut down that time, and now you only get 36 seconds out of a 5-minute major, or about out of a 2-minute minor here with DeHaas headed off for a late hit from behind.
Yeah, it's just something on the power play that you can't do. When you do that, you really put your team at a deficit. Opportunity where you've been the better team on the power play so far in this one. Giving yourself a chance to make it a 1-goal game, you take yourself off that opportunity. And now, not only that, you give Hope 36 seconds after the 4-on-4 to make this a 3-goal game.
And of course, a bit of open ice. We've seen that benefit a little bit of both teams here. Now Selmayr across the line. Both follow it into the far corner. Backs it up the wall. Pedersen at the point. There's a shot that was blocked. Comes back up to the near side. Could it be kept in? It's deflected wide. It's played offside. There now Oda gets a little shove from behind by Yiter. Nothing comes more of that though.
Yeah, funny bounce on net. Wouldn't have counted because of the delayed offside. But once again, that puck bouncing around. Schick had to be quick to move to his right. Regardless if it would have counted, a netminder never wants to see the puck in the net.
Always are a superstitious bunch. McLean Schick, one of those, without exception. But at least from his perspective, it's probably worked. The last 4 years, he's been one of the best netminders in D3, partly because he's been playing behind such a fantastic team, and Hope has made the national tournament each of those 4 years. But nonetheless, he's still been a fantastic netminder, keeping his GAA underneath too. Well, that entire time. Now over the line. Here come the Blue Devils. Holmes into the shot. Big left pad save there by Schick. back up to the point. Controlled by Lucier. Slams on the brakes at the half wall, gets it back up top. Just too much juice on it for Peyton Arnold. He has to retreat back to the neutral zone. We're halfway through the third period. Hope up by 2 off of a third period goal. Power play, or 4-on-4, just about to expire here. Out of the box will hop Gunnar Sadinsky. Look out, this puck. Did that hit the camera?
It looked like it caught the person behind the camera. Oh no, she's waving it off.
Okay, we're good.
I know some photographers who would much rather take the puck to the side of the head than the camera.
Oh yeah.
That's an expensive piece of equipment,
Oh,
but
yeah.
luckily the photographer on the Hope bench is all right. Scary to see a puck go over the out of play and hit someone in the bench. In fact, at a Hope game earlier this year, a fan was struck in the side of the head by a puck that skipped out of the ice rink. It's something that you don't want to see.
Of course, Griff's Ice House West, home of the Dutchmen, doesn't have the all-around netting like we have here at Patterson, or like many other rinks around the division and the league. Now here's Kingsbury, deep slots, lands it right side. Foston down the wall for Pratt. Top power play unit out here for Hope in the waning moments. 15 seconds left. Kingsbury fan on the shot. He'll push it down low. Behind the net, Lawfer tied up there with 7 seconds to go. This is the 8th power play of the game for Hope. He won't be able to get anything done on it. It's out of the box, hops to Haas, and you gotta wonder how much that changed this game here. Aaron, to Haas taking that penalty and really killing the momentum LTU had on the man advantage.
Absolutely. The part where Lawrence Tech has really dominated the game is on the power play. Hope has a power play goal, but Lawrence Tech's been a little more efficient. Hope's had 8 chances to get it done. Lawrence Tech less, but able to do so.
Bouncing puck, look out, a shot from the side of goal. Ricocheted off of a body, and now here come the Blue Devils. Walsh taken down by Pratt. Pratt comes up with a 2x3 piece of rubber. He's taken down from behind as he crosses the line there by Walker. Now look out, Holtrup in the slot, works in, shot blocked there by Losier.
What a play. Selling out.
Pratt has it, shot swallowed up by Young. Couple of big defensive plays as Losier favoring that right leg as he goes off the ice. Big block.
Well, kids, you want to be a defenseman. Those are the things you have to deal with. Sliding across to stop the golden opportunity for the Dutchmen to make this a 3-goal game. Ate that one, it looked like in his knee. Not a great place to get hit with a block shot.
You know, they always say the goalies are the crazy ones, but they seem to be the most sensible ones. They're standing in front of shots with all this big padding on. Well, the defensemen are just out there wearing practically nothing. Nonetheless,
gotta love it though.
Here comes Rand. Hard hip check into the boards. There by Peel. Up at the point, shot through traffic. Schick didn't see that one. Comes up with the near side, slapped down the wall by Genzel. Behind the net across the way, DeHaas takes his man to the boards along with Radu. Dutchman coming away with the puck though. Up the right wing side, stepping around a hip check and floating the puck in wide of goal. Here's Genzel, back defensively, lost it, far side, taken by Hoffman. Hoffman, Yeiter, centering feed, picked off and cleared out to the neutral zone. So right back in, taken by Genzel. Holworth left to right, here for the Blue Devils. They got 7:17 to score 2 goals. Bouncing puck comes in the near side, Oda trying to pick it up. Pushes it free. There for Darcy. It's it behind the net, taken. Looked up to the point. Far half boards, Oda couldn't work it free. It's cleared back out to the neutral zone. This is fired right back in. To Darcy.
Blue lines are going to be important the rest of the way for Hope. You don't want to turn it over at the offensive or defensive blue line. Make sure that puck gets in. Force LTU to come 200 feet on you every single time.
Hope keeping up the defensive or the offensive forecheck pressure here. Smith will take this and send it in. Winds up, back up at the point. Boston stepped in, thought about the shot. Instead, shovels it back behind the net.
Good smart play.
Hoffman behind the net. For Maschke. Had a pivotal goal A couple of years ago here in this same building against Michigan to secure Hope their first Vezina Cup title in this back-to-back they're looking to defend here. Nifty pass ahead. Holmes over the line, out in front. Big opportunity there for McGowan. He fanned on it. He's back up at the point, shoveled around by Pedersen. Cross the way with 5:50 to go in regulation. Shot from the point, deflected in front. That was blocked by Boston. For Hope to start selling out to block these shots as we get down to crunch time. Dahl kept it alive at the point, shoveled it down low. Foston across the way, rink wide pass to Britt. Brett, step around and check and shovel it on in. Took an odd carom off the Zamboni door. And it's cleared back out to the neutral zone by LTU. The Dutchmen fire this on through the neutral zone. Lots of back and forth hockey. The Dutchmen are just looking to dump and let LTU come back to the neutral zone where they've been able to take the puck away like baby from a can, or candy from a baby.
The structure of Hope's been very good for the most part, 5-on-5. Not a whole lot of room for LTU to really get anything done in the even strength battle.
No, LTU just throwing the puck around through the neutral zone, and already we're under 5 minutes to go. LTU needs to get a goal here soon. They want to keep their Vezina Cup hopes alive. Big play there by Lossier to knock it away from Lawfer, who was steaming down the right wing side, but he knocked it up into the bench.
For Hope in their defensive zone, you have to understand that LTU is probably going to start selling out their defensemen to keep the puck in the zone. You have to imagine these final 5 minutes, they're going to pinch, and they're going to pinch hard, trying to keep that puck in deep. Sometimes when that happens, though, it leads to odd man rushes the other way. So if you're Hope, understand you're going to get some pressure from that pinching defenseman in your own zone. For LTU, you got to try everything you can to keep that puck alive in the offensive zone.
Hope back on the prowl. Kingsbury up the point, trying to shovel it down low, loose in the left circle, cleared out to the neutral zone. Walsh lost it momentarily. Selmayr backs it in. Big hit behind the play. There's a Dutchman down in the corner. That's Brady Kingsbury. That's dumped down the ice, icing the call here on Hope. So this is a good opportunity for LTU here, Aaron. You get the face-off on the offensive end. Hope has to keep their guys on the ice, including possible. Well, they won't keep the injured Kingsbury out there. Yeah. It'd be a cruel world in hockey if you wouldn't allow an injured player off the ice after an icing. 4:04 to go, third period. LTU needs 2. Chase Tarpening, but he's going to stand back in there and win the face-off for Hope. That's a pivotal face-off win. Now Reimersma over the line, coughed up the puck to Pedersen. Swallowing it up. Here's McGowan, left wing side, a shot saved by Schick. Deflected it to the corner. Puck tied up along the far hash. Cleared out with nobody at the point. He was rifled right back in by LTU. 3:36 to go, third period. Puck free at the side of the net, jammed to the near side. Schick pulls his net back on, centering feed to the slot, knocked away. Nobody home in blue there. That would have been a great opportunity. Plenty of time and space in the slot. Instead, it's dumped down the ice, and it's going to be icing against LTU.
Not what you want, and now you got to go the full 200 feet while also trying to get a change in. You have to imagine it's going to lead to a little bit of possession for Hope. I mean, the clock will come down just a little bit. Icings are a pivotal play, especially late in the game with trying to mount a comeback. If you ice it, get trapped in your own zone. That clock seems like it's in double speed when you're down late in the third.
Yeah, for Hope fans and players, this clock will tick like molasses in winter. For LTU, it's going to go by. You're falling through lightning sand in the fire swamp. Laid back out to the neutral zone. Bouncing puck will wander back into the Dutchman end. This is sent down the ice, icing waved off. The Dutchman first to it. Centering feed. Man taken down in front. It's loose. They jam away at it. They still try to pull it free, and a big right pad save. They're on Yaros by Young. Under 3 to play in regulation. Cycled across to the far side, taken out by Rand. Oh, motor in over the line with Radu. Rand couldn't control. He sandwiched between his own man there and Brett. Now, LTU able to force a turnover. Genzo from the point, shot deflected wide. There goes Young. Empty net to our left. 6 on 5. Up to the point, shot hammered wide. There's another opportunity from a sharp angle off the side of the net. Kingsbury trying to work it free. This is sent down the ice, icing the signal, and both Blue Devils back there will make sure it's an icing. 2:11 to go here in the third period. 4-2 Hope. There's Young on the bench.
It's a good job there from Hope, just getting that puck out of the zone. You allow yourself to reset. Icing, it does sting a little bit, you're not allowed to change, but it allows you to regroup and regather yourself. Now, it's almost to the point where Hope, if you take if you win this faceoff, take another icing, it's almost like you're able to get about a minute's worth of rest in.
That empty to our left. Faceoff won by LTU. Good pressure at the point there by Yaros. It's cycled down behind the net, rattled around by Pratt. Yaros in his feet, trying to get it out, and they do. Pratt off. He's got the loose puck and an empty net ahead of him. Skates it and he scores! Cade Pratt has goal number 3 on the weekend. It's 5-3 Hope.
It's a great play there by Pratt in his own defensive zone along the boards. Lifts the stick, takes the puck away. Gives himself free access to an empty cage, makes no mistake, burying it in the middle of that 4x6. 5-2 Hope, minute 55 to go in this final frame.
And now how pivotal, Aaron, is that goal that came earlier in this game? A bit of controversy as LTU argued that goal. It won't sit well with them, that's for sure, but it certainly helped put this game a little further out of reach. Now with under a minute and 45 to go, LTU needs a miracle.
That goal might have gone against them, but they could have done a few things in this game to put themselves in a better spot to win. You think about the couple of times where they were on the power play, they take themselves off that power play. You know, maybe you get a goal in the last minute and a half of those power plays, it's a little different. Obviously, they don't like the goal, but there's still things that you can do to be just put yourself in a little bit better position to win this game.
Credit to Hope. They survived that middle part of that second period where they took 3 consecutive penalties, only allowed 1 power play goal, took the intermission to regroup, came out firing, scored 5:51 in, and now they're 1 minute away from their 3rd consecutive championship in the MCHC. It's tied up across the way, a shot from the point, Schick saw it all the way, and he holds on.
Just a calm demeanor right there of Schick. Under a minute left to go in this one. Puck through a lot of traffic, wobbling, able to pick it out of the air, holds it there like he's trying to frame a fastball on the outside corner. That's just part of the reason why Schick's been so good for so long here at Hope.
Face off to the right of Schick. 51.2 to go here for Hope. Left wing side taken. Holmes trying to charge the net, couldn't do so. Radu finds it to the near side, taken by Wright. Haven't seen much of him today, but this LTU lineup thinned here as we get down. Now, the Dutchmen take it away. Ramirez-Mudd chopped it on ahead. Big play there by Nat and a stepper on a man.
As last minute's about a message. These two teams, I wouldn't be shocked if they play again in a much bigger stage going forward. As two very good teams.
The next time these two teams meet would be the national semifinal on March 21st. But for now, as time expires, this is sent the length of the ice, icing waved off, and for the 3rd consecutive season, the Hope Dutchmen are the top dogs in the MCHC.
Give a lot of credit to Hope. 5-on-5, they carried the majority of the play, even strength. Their forecheck was very good. Once they got the puck below the goal line, they did a great job of getting in on the forecheck, creating pressure, creating opportunities. Defensively, they played a very sound game. They did allow 1 goal 5-on-5, but you have to imagine the player out of the penalty box barely got to the red line before that puck went in. Give a lot of credit to the skaters and Schick. I also want to mention that Tim Young, the goalie for Lawrence Tech, it's going to say 5 on the scoreboard. He allowed 4, but he made a lot of great saves in this game. Without some of the saves he made, this could have become a lopsided game, as Young did a fantastic job in this one, keeping his team in the game.
For the first time this century, the MCHC has a back-to-back national conference champion. Central Michigan did it in 97, 98, and 99. Preceded by Ferris State in 93 to 96. But a new chapter in the MCHC has been written by the Dutchmen, and it comes at a bittersweet time for the Dutchmen as they close out their decades-long M3 run of dominance with an MCHC title. They move to M1 next season, but there's still work to do for both these two teams. The national tournament coming up. LTU will take on St. Vincent, Sacred Heart, and Calvin in Pool B as the number 2 team in the nation. The Dutchmen will take on Grand Valley, Dordt, and Michigan State. You can tune in to all those games on Flow Hockey. But for now, we'll send it down to ice level for the presentation of the Vezina Cup by Davenport head coach Phil Wendecker.
The MCHC would like to thank both teams on a great season. Let's give them both a big round of applause. Will the captains from the runner-up team, Lawrence Tech, please come up and get your plaque? And now the captains for the 2024-25 MCHC Vezina Cup champions, the Flying Dutchmen from home. Will the captains please come up and get your trophy?
There you have it, the MCHC Vezina Cup champions, the Hope Flying Dutchmen, for the 3rd consecutive year. They improved to 9-2 in conference championship games as they capture their 9th all-time and 3rd straight. Fantastic game, and the Dutchmen showed a little bit of resilience here tonight, Aaron. They haven't had to do that much this season. Only 29-3-0-1 for them, so only 4 times this year where they've had faced deficits and they've struggled, but they came back and they remained strong here today against a Lawrence Tech team that did their darndest to come back in this game. Hope was able to shut them out and come home with their 3rd straight.
Yeah, just the way they play. Once they get on top of you, they kind of suffocate you defensively. It's a real tough thing to do to come back against
No, the refs still have to sign it. You want to take it back there?
They were able to, navigate a second period that got away from them a little bit. I think they got caught up in the emotions of this being a championship game, and it took a couple undisciplined penalties, allowed Lawrence Tech back into it. But in this 3rd period, they did a fantastic job. Only 3 shots on goal in the 3rd for Lawrence Tech. A great defensive effort in this 3rd from Hope to salt this one away.
And the final power play numbers for the Dutchmen, 1 for 8. They failed to convert on their lone power play in the 3rd period, but they outshot the Blue Devils 30-17, and in that 3rd period they outshot them 8-3. So Some really good play down the stretch by the Dutchmen, but they now, as well as the Blue Devils, turn their sights to the national tournament. They'll start to head down there around the end of, around the start of next week, March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day, is when things will get underway at the Centene Community Ice Center in St. Louis. Dutchmen looking to return to the top for the first time since 2022 when they defeated Michigan at Centene. And for Lawrence Tech, they're looking to go back-to-back. Aaron, final thoughts?
This is a pretty good hockey game. Lawrence Tech, I think they'll have stuff to build on going forward. I think these two teams will play again. I don't want to say convinced, and I don't want to, put it out there that they will, not to hex any of the two teams, but they're very good teams. You saw Lawrence Tech last night against a really good GVSU team as well. This Hope team, their structure is one of the best that I've seen out of an ACHA college team in my years of watching these leagues. We talked about the third period. They only allowed 3 shots on goal. That's an impressive period for any team, let alone when the other team's trying to push and get a couple of goals to tie the game. LTU was trying to bring their defensemen into the zone, pinch in deep, keep the puck in deep, and still only allowed 3 shots in that third period. Macklin Schick, you talked about it earlier, he's great, but he's great behind that wall of skaters in front of him. They help out quite a bit, and this Hope team, they can do a lot of damage. They have a path to do a lot of really good. They put up 5 goals without their best player. We talk about Onstop being the MVP of MCHC. He wasn't here. Yeah. He did not play in most of this game. That was 5 goals from other guys stepping up, and they stepped up huge for this Hope side.
Yeah, they did, and the Blue Devils felt the loss of their top man in Will Jentz, who was sent off the ice toward the end of that first period. A major and a misconduct for a slew foot that took him out of the rest of the game, and Lawrence Tech struggled to get any momentum 5-on-5 the rest of the way. For Lawrence Tech, they've got St. Vincent, Sacred Heart, and Calvin coming up in just a couple weeks. For Hope, they've got GV, Dort, and MSU. Those games and the entire national tournament can be found on Flow Hockey, the home of the ACHA's national tournament. Until next time, my name is Reagan Cleaves. For everybody here at MCHC TV, Zach Kennedy, our producer, Joe Grogan, our camera operator, Sean Scott, our other camera operator, for Aaron Poling, and everybody else here for the MCHC. My name is Reagan Cleaves, saying so long here from Patterson Ice Center as the Dutchmen celebrate their 2025 Vezina Cup Championship, their 3rd consecutive. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, everybody.